Final day. It's the third leg of football today. Already we've had the Division 2 grand final. That was won by Newcastle City. Division 1, that one just wrapped up. Also won by Newcastle City. And at 2:15 we'll have the first bounce for the Black Diamond Cup to be contested between Terrigal Avoca and Newcastle City. My name's Ryan Webster. Good afternoon to everybody. It is a balmy Saturday afternoon here in Newcastle on the Central Coast. Probably about 25 degrees, and joining me is Newcastle City clubman Nathan Tyman. Nathan, hi mate.
Hey Ryan, how are we?
Very good. Enjoyed the game, I assume, the Division 1 grand final?
Yeah, it was a really good game from both sides, and yeah, Newcastle City ended up running away winners.
So last Saturday it was Newcastle City who won the inaugural women's competition. They won the Division 2 flag earlier, the Division 1. If Newcastle City to win the flag today, they'll be the only side to win 4 titles, all 4 possible titles. So a massive achievement. Certainly going to be a great game of footy. Terrigal Avoca finishing the season on top of the ladder. They were beaten in consecutive weeks, however. They had to do it the hard way, beating Killarney Vale here last week. Newcastle City, well, they got the week off and look very well rested. Their side is unchanged coming into today, the same side that beat Terrigal Avoca 2 weeks ago. Terrigal Avoca, just with the one change. James Polglaze has been flown in from Hamilton Island. He was up there working. He comes into the side, the gun forward. Damon Smith was the unlucky omission. He played in the reserves grade grand final just a short time ago. The one that for Terrigal they unfortunately lost. So yet to taste success today are the Panthers. Let's have a look at the sides, if we don't mind. First, we'll get up with Newcastle City. They'll no doubt be the overwhelming favourites today. They're in extremely good form. They've come right at the right part of the season. And across the back line, as we see Terrigal Avoca run onto the ground behind the Newcastle team sheet there. From the back line for Newcastle City, it'll be Rawnsley, Lang, Hardekanen, Baker, Gillingham and Wilmot. What a strong back six they are. It was Rawnsley and Baker, the redheads that carved Terrigal Avoca up in a semi-final just a couple of weeks ago. Across the middle of the ground, it's Emerson Monk. He'll probably get a tagging job today. The coach, Mitch Knight, will play in the middle, and Mark Wheeler out on a wing. Across half forward, it's a talented Connor Haswell in the team of the year. Mitch Crawford, he came over from WA. He's had a terrific second half of the season. Cameron Keast is just a giant of a man. And up forward, the small forward role will probably be Pat Gillingham. Courtney Knight, of course, he's on 96 goals for the season. Josh Wheeler will play the other forward pocket role. And through the middle of the ground, it'll be Big Jacob Dawes in the ruck. Aaron Seen, the Tasmanian from Launceston who came over. He's had a terrific season once again in the team of the year as well. And Jackson Monk. Starting on the bench for the City Blues will be Macaulay O'Malley, Michael Towan, Jackson Crawford and Semi Payne. So Newcastle City today, they won 2 weeks ago. They got the week off. They'll go in favourites in the 2015 grand final. Let's have a look at Terrigal Avoca. Club champions for 2015. They finished on top of the ladder. And from the back line, Jared Flint, Josh Polglaze, Corbin Bond. We expect Corbin Bond to go to Courtney Knight, the leading goal kicker in the competition. He did a pretty good job on him 2 weeks ago when Courtney kicked the 4 goals in the semi-final. Across half-back, Alistair Richardson, best on ground last week in the prelim final win over Killarney Vale. Jimmy Hart will play centre half-back. And Jason Van Dam, the skipper, number 21, already won 2 Gary McBain medals. The Gary McBain medal awarded to the best player on the ground in a grand final, the Norm Smith. Jason Van Dam already having 2 of those. Across the centre of the ground, Peter Van Dam, James Webster, Gavin Kirkman. Across half forward, James Polglaze, brother of Josh. He comes into the side today, as we know, has been away for about 6 months, working interstate. They bring him back into the side for the grand final. Hasn't played footy in the best part of 90 days. Angus Darling will play centre half forward. Semi O'Brien, he's a proven finals player. Across full forward, Semi Ellis in the team of the year. He'll play a lot of time in the ruck. Jacob Jackson and Corey Billins is a gun young midfielder. On the ball, John O'Goulay, Chris Bishop, the coach, finished second in the Elliot Davey medal to teammate Webster. And Jay Toppy Lewis will probably start on a wing. On the bench, Brendan Harper, congratulations to him having a daughter overnight. So a massive 48 hours for the Harper family, for him and wife Christy. Brendan Sarich came into the side last week and he'll hold his position. Alexander White and Jack Grimman. So you can just see there, James Polglaze coming into the side. Damon Smith will be coming out of it. We're going to be moments away from the national anthem. However, We've been told due to copyright restrictions it won't actually stream live over the internet. So if it goes quiet when the national anthem is on, maybe just play it from your phone or something. It is going to be played live here at the ground, but because of copyright infringements, it will not be heard over your TV monitors, which is a bit strange, Nathan.
Yeah, it is a little strange. But I tell you what, Ryan, there must be something in the water or something in the air around this time, because 2 weeks ago, not long after the Newcastle City win against Terrigal, Ian Baker also had the birth of his first child.
Good timing. Let's get him out.
To wife Carly.
Very good. We'll get the kids out of the way early so that they can enjoy the weekend after this one. So that's worked out pretty well. So you can just see the teams warming up now across the ground. We're going to go to the national anthem shortly. Nathan, Newcastle City, they won the major semi 2 weeks ago, defeating Terrigal Avoca by about 4 goals. Are they going to win today, and why?
Well, looking at both sides, it's very, very, very even on paper. I'm predicting a very tight contest, but I think Newcastle City may have the momentum against Terrigal. But yeah, both sides are very good on paper. Newcastle City were able to get the ascendancy over Terrigal early in that game. I'm pretty sure it was 45 points to about 10 at half time. So if they can do that again, then it'll be a good day for Newcastle City.
There was a grand final 2 years ago. I think it was 2013 where these two sides played each other. And it was similar conditions. It was potentially even warmer. I think it was about 30 degrees that day. And I remember the Terrigal side warming up. They had their usual half an hour warm-up. And I can certainly say today that it was a lot shorter than that. They warmed up for about 15 minutes, the Panthers, early on in that grand final in 2013. They were blown away early. So I think Coach Bishop was well aware of not having that happen again. Newcastle City, on the other hand, they had their normal warm-up for the best part of probably 20 minutes, half an hour. So that'll be interesting to see. Just a reminder here, Newcastle #1 sports ground. It's probably 24, 25 degrees. There is a slight breeze that's probably going to the left of screen, although it has been going to the right earlier on today. Premiers in the second division were Newcastle City. Premiers in first division were Newcastle City. Last week it was the inaugural women's grand final. Premiers were Newcastle City. They win today, the Blues. It'll be 4 from 4. Never been done before in the Black Diamond League. Terrigal Avoca, well, they'll be endeavouring to win their first ever Black Diamond back-to-back premierships. They won it last year in 2014, defeating Killarney Vale. This year they take on the Newcastle City Blues, who are a formidable outfit. Just about to go down to the Australian National Anthem. In case you just tuned in, it won't be streamed live over your computers or TVs because of copyright issues. I won't go into that because I'm not really an expert on it, but it won't be played live, so it'll be muted shortly. We'll come back for the action. Ready for a start here. was a brilliant rendition of the national anthem by Claire Sheether there. Apologies for it being muted. Unfortunately, we'd all be in prison, I think, if we played it, or something along those lines. So the two teams now in their final stages of warming up. You can see the Panther Den over on the far wing next to the VB canteen. Captain Jason Van Dam goes into the middle for Terrigal Avoca. And it'll be the captain coach, Mitchell Knight, doing the coin toss for them. So just about ready for a start. Newcastle City, a club built on success. They've had immense amount of success in terms of premierships. Terrigal Avoca, they won the inaugural flag in the Black Diamond League in the year 2000. They won it again in 2012, and then last year in 2014 were good enough to get over the top of a gallant Killarney Vale side. Just a quick mention of the umpires. The field umpires today will be Jake Bateman, Darryl Luck and Joey O'Brien. Darryl Luck, you can see him on screen now. He's the second from the left. He'll be umpiring his 350th Black Diamond game. That's field umpiring. So 350 for him. Congratulations. On the boundary lines, it's Cooper Williams, Nick Hickson, Matt Jeffrey. And in goal, it is Paul Best and Jake Lowe. Jake Lowe will be doing his 150th goal umpiring match today. So plenty of milestones getting around. The 1 and 2 leading goal kickers in the league are playing today. For Courtney Knight, he finished the season with 58 goals, winning the Morris Goolagong medal for the leading goal kicker. And on the opposing side, John O'Goulay, he finished 2 behind him with 56 goals in 2015.
It was an early win for Terrigal with them winning the toss and kicking to the left of the screen.
Left of screen they're going to. I've just been made aware that's called the Parry end, is it, Nathan?
I think it's the Parish Street end.
Parry Street end, never heard of it. Okie dokie, so just about ready for a start here. As you'd expect, Terrigal in the middle of the ground. They've gone with their guns. Goulet, Webster, Lewis, and Coach Chris Bishop. For Newcastle City, it's the Man Mountain Jacob Dawes, all 6'8" of him. He'll be in there with his coach, Mitchell Knight. Emerson Monk looks like he's got a tagging job on Webster. And I'm just trying to look over the far side. It might be Jackson Monk who finished in the... So the two brothers, Emerson Monk and Jackson Monk, in the numbers 8 and 18 respectively for Newcastle City. Newcastle City going to the right of screen. They'll be in the navy blue Carlton jumpers. Terrigal Avoca will go to the left in the red, white and black. Just about ready for a start. It'll be umpire Darryl Luck in the 2015 grand final. Terrigal Avoca, can they go back-to-back, or will it be Newcastle City taking back the mantle?
Crowd and the feeling is electric here. Let's get this underway.
Fantastic crowd in. It'll be John O'Goulay, the goal kicker, up against Dawes. And straight away, a good tap from Dawes down to, the opposing player in Webster. Goulay took it on the half volley and got taken very high, John O'Goulay. Put his head over the footy. He's a terrific player, John O'Goulay. Play it on immediately over to Webster. Coming in for possession number 2 already is the triple Elliot Davey medal winner. Drilled the pass in. It was cut off by Jackson Monk. He's opposing number 18. In there's Jay Lewis. Players jumping on each other. Peter Van Dam snapped it over the shoulder, but it's the big ruckman, Jacob Dawes, who just dropped back in the hole. The big ruckman, terrific footballer. Probably the best ruckman in our league. Drives it long out to the half-forward line for Terrigal Avoca. Goulet took an uncontested chested mark. We're opening stages here of the 2015 grand final. Goulet starting in the ruck. Went for Peter Van Dam. Did he get an arm chop? Play on was the call. Kept in, actually. Sam O'Brien's down there. Couldn't take possession. Deep in the right pocket. They might get out of drama here. Newcastle City. They kick it out to the far wing. The VB wing, you could call it. Getting there first might be Jimmy Hart, but the Newcastle player went in hard to ground. It may have been Baker. Beg your pardon, it was Mitch Knight, the coach. Umpire's going to have it. Umpire's going to have it. Early stages here, Nathan.
Yeah, Terrigal Avoca, strong early, but if you're going to name the wing out there, mate, look after the sponsors. It's the Star 104.5
That's probably
wing.
better. It says a little bit about me. Webster's kick was partially smothered. It came back to Dawes. Going in hard was Alistair Richardson. Best on ground last week in a terrific win. Could have been held there, the City player. Mitch Knight goes through. Wheeler's got a little bit of a jump on him. It bounces over his head. He's being warded by Polglaze in the gloves and the green boots. Play on was the call. Polglaze went to ground, and then Wheeler did also. Tapped it back, did Wheeler. Back to his brother Mark. Now he's doing a little bit of crisscrossing, gives it back to Connor Haswell in the team of the year. Got onto his right boot, did Haswell. Kicks for goal, misses to the right. First score of the day goes to Newcastle City. 2 minutes in, one behind. Newcastle leads Terrigal Avoca yet to score.
Mitch Knight hitting the pack and the ball at speed and able to pick that up and put Newcastle City inside forward 50.
So straight away here, we get a look at the Terrigal Avoca kick in. They have the two huddles set up from either side. Richardson, he's probably kicking with the breeze a little bit. It's a 2-on-1 out there in favour of Newcastle City. Getting there first, I think, was Pat Gillingham. It was a strong tackle, though, from Van Dam. I'm lucky to see who that is on out in that far wing. That's Gavin Kirkman. Gives it off here to Jay Lewis. Usually plays pretty well in finals. Could have got a hold there, the Terrigal forward. Play on was the call. And eventually ends up with Riley Lang, the goalkeeper. So Riley Lang through full back. Just lowers the eyes a little bit. Kick wasn't great for Mark Wheeler. Tackle was great from Flint. Goes down there to Sam O'Brien. Put his head over the footy. Handballed it out to Peter Van Dam. It was a scrappy one. Flint goes in hard again. There's the coach, Mitch Knight for Newcastle. Just works a little kick, and away go the Blues through Mark Wheeler into full forward. Courtney Knight's got a couple of metres here on Bond. The bounce beats both of them. Knight's in there. Was he being held? Oh, it does superbly, Knight. Lowers the eyes, looks up at the big ones. Does it go across the face? It does. It'll bounce over the boundary line. They'll get a throw in Newcastle City. That's a victory for them.
I don't know whether you call that a bit of skill or a bit of luck there with Courtney Knight, but little shimmy on the bit of basketball skills there, but ball up for Newcastle City inside forward 50.
Kicked 4 goals in their semi-final win to get them into the grand final. Played on Corbin Bond, and we probably said Corbin got the bickies on that day. He had a very good game. That's a left foot banana from the pocket. Ends up hitting the far point post, so that'll be out on the full. A free kick here to the Panthers. As we see, Coach Bishop come from the ground for Terrigal, just getting a rub on the hammies. Jared Flint has the footy. Webster leads for him. He's got Bond on a little further. You can see Emerson Monk doing the tagging job on Webster. Flint kicks it straight into the man on the mark. And then Courtney Knight missed it to the near side. Very sloppy play there from the Terrigal back line. They get another chance, so 2 plays, 0. Richardson doing the kicking in, and they have an option on over the top here. It's a terrific pass for Bond. So the ex-Bomber has the footy on the half-back flank here for the Panthers, the left footer. He's going to go for Webster looking for an early touch. Webster generally clean I should say. Was clean on that occasion. It was a brilliant give by Webster. Bond kicked it again, but kicked it out on the full. Newcastle City have got the footy here on centre wing, right in front of our broadcast position. Probably over 1,000 people have crammed into number 1 sports ground, and there's Goulet taking a terrific overhead mark. Got Webster on in the middle of the ground. He's going to go to him. So Webster's got it here. Centre half back. Just need to play a little bit of tempo footy. He goes for Darling, but the kick's a little bit too big. Angus Darling kept his feet. Got ample time to discuss. Went with the left foot. I don't know if it was intended for Ellis, but the team of the year ruckman, Semi Ellis, has got it in the deep forward pocket here for Terrigal Avoca, right in front of the under-17s crowd there for Newcastle City. Sam Ellis in the 19. Starts it to the left. It's a magnificent kick. Has it got the legs? It doesn't. Play on was the call. Jack Gillingham, little handball over the top, and they might get out of trouble here. Mitch Knight, they come out to our broadcast side. Bishop went to ground. Haswell, Flint, big pack of players. Mark Leal was there. He was slammed. And they're out here, Newcastle City through Crawford. Now Wilmont. They got good numbers forward. The pass is a good one for Wheeler. Josh Wheeler marks. About 40 metres out, slight angle for the left footer. But he's a good footballer, Josh Wheeler, and he rarely misses from this position.
Yeah, no, it's a rare miss from this position if he does. But I don't think that kick was intended for him. Courtney Knight led to the position, and I think the wind may have just caught that a little, but it ended up in the breadbasket.
He's had a very good 6 weeks as Josh Wheeler. Left footer, wears his heart on his sleeve. So, starts that out to the left. It's not a great kick. It might go out on the full. Or was it? No, it was touched, I think.
Umpires have a discussion.
Just mentioned it earlier. Darryl Luck in his 350th game as an umpire. Boundary umpire is now going to have it, so it is going to be a boundary throw-in. So the Panthers getting numbers back. Wheeler almost uncontested, but it was a big punch over the top by Peter Van Dam. They get it back to Aaron Seen, the Tasmanian. Throws it onto his left boot. Does that go through for the first goal? No. Seen misses to the left-hand side there, the left footer. Got a lot of interstate talent. mentioned earlier, Mitch Crawford came across from WA, had a terrific second half of the season, and in the 11, the left footer is Aaron Seen from Launceston, Tasmania. They've certainly recruited very well the Newcastle Blues. Terrigal Avoca, on the other hand, they're basically unchanged in the last few years. Goulet flew high, never really got hands to it. Eventually came around, and at centre half forward, Mitch Knight's got the footy. No one really mans the mark for Terrigal. Now Jason Van Dam, the skipper, goes back there, but he'll have to kick it into a pretty strong breeze now. We can feel it in the grandstand sort of come from our right. He'd have to hit it very well. So the coach, Knight, lining up for his first of the day and the first for the match. He struck it well. Has it got the legs? It does. Misses to the right, Nathan. 4 straight behinds Newcastle.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of inaccurate kicking, but I mean they haven't been the world's easiest shots on goal.
All right, look at that. James Polglaze hasn't played a game of footy for 3 months. Leads all the way from full forward. Clean in the hands. Not a great kick. Flint's got it. Got tackled though by Wheeler. Little bit of rush footy there from Terrigal. Monk ended up with it. Now Pat Gillingham couldn't get tackled from behind by Hart, and Richardson eventually just drives them through the middle of the ground. So big pack of players right in the middle. Getting there first. Couldn't see the number on the back of that one there. I think it might have been Crawford.
Yeah, I think that's
Webster's
Crawford.
got it. Got tackled from behind. Does he have prior opportunity? High tackle on the Elliot Davey medalist. Wheels around onto his trusty right. Oh, it's a terrific pass. Big leap there. No one could take the grab down. There's White. Baker as well. Handball back to Jack Gillingham, and they're out on the far side. Newcastle City through Crawford. So Crawford with the wannabe torpedo. It's going to go as far as Jack Rimmond. Jack Rimmond has plenty of time, lets it bounce, and then takes possession, lowers his eyes, and it's a good pass in low to Toppy Lewis. Lewis lowers his eyes again and goes for Polglaze, and you can automatically see the Panther players point to the goals. They know how he kicks the footy.
You know, this would be a
I
good...
beg your pardon, it's actually Alexander White in the 11, I'm sorry. So White's got it on the half-forward flank for the Panthers. Sorry, Nathan.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right, Ryan. This will be a good start for Terrigal if they can put this through. Newcastle City been a bit inaccurate in front of goal, but have had most of it. But if you can put this through, it'll be a great start.
So White kicks it right from the paint. Won't have the legs. It'll go across the face of goal. Already some inaccurate kicking. It gets touched over the boundary line. So it'll be a boundary throw in deep forward here for Terrigal Avoca. You can see Harper standing across half forward. Brandon Sarich comes onto the ground. Great story for him. Little scrappy kick comes out of the pack there by Newcastle. Oh, he's paid deliberate. That's not the right decision. Straight up, that is the wrong call there by that umpire. He's kicked it out of the contest because he was going to get tackled. I believe it's only deliberate if that's your sole intention. So I think that's the wrong call. Anyway, Harper kicks it to full forward. Big pack of plays here. No one could take the mark. In fact, in the end, it was a mark to Riley Lang, the fullback for Newcastle City. What a great year he's had. So Lang chips inboard to Jack Gillingham. Certainly you feel like there's a slight breeze going towards Terrigal's end to the left. They lower the eyes here. Jason Van Dam, strong hands. Dual Gary McBain medalist for best on ground in the grand final is the number 21. They don't come any better than him in terms of leaders. So Jason Van Dam, he goes for Darling, the big guy. Couldn't take the grab end of Starling. Crummers get there. White, put it on the right boot. Big snap kick. It's going to fall short in front of Towan. Also there's Peter Van Dam. Ball bounces back. Lang's there, just rushes it behind. So the first score of the day to Terrigal Avoca is a behind. Resident stat man giving us some stats. Leading possession getters, Webster with 8 touches, we think. Haswell's got the footy, tries to beat a tackler, does. Now he tries to beat a second, holding the ball. Holding the footy, it's going to be a free kick to Terrigal, I think, courtesy of Corey Billins, maybe. And beg your pardon, it wasn't Haswell, it might have been Towan.
Yeah, no, it was Towan that got pinned for holding the footy there. Beat one tackle, should have got rid of it afterwards and tried not to beat the second tackle.
Just trying to get a look at the player here. It is going to be the left footer, Corey Billins. Had a terrific year as Corey. I think he's 18 or 19 years of age, Corey Billins. Good, hard in and under midfielder. So he's going to line up. You'd think from here he would convert for Terrigal's first. So Billins. Left foot drop punt. Makes no mistake. First goal of the day goes to Terrigal. They lead here. 1 goal, 1 behind, 7. Leading Terrigal Avoca, 4 behinds.
Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson.
Newcastle City today are endeavouring to become the first club to win the grand final across all 4 divisions, including the Women's League. Really good, even contest this one across all areas of the ground. Certainly a tag happening there for Emerson Monk on Webster. Terrigal electing just to play man-on-man footy around the ground. Webster just sharked it with the one hand. Certainly got plenty of the footy early. Goes straight up in the air to centre half forward. Goulet got hands to it. Away it comes again. Webster will get back there and he's clean once more. Gets onto the right boot, just drills a low pass down towards Darling. Down there's Rawnsley. Down there's Baker. Baker will get there first. Grimman tried to effect a tackle. Plenty of players back there. Well done to White. Little handball out. It was intercepted though, I think. Still at ground level. Umpire Luck is going to have it. Nearly 13 minutes played here, opening term. It's 20-minute quarters plus time on. 20-minute quarters plus time on here in the Premier Division League. Certainly no love lost between these two sides. They've had a lot to do with each other in recent weeks and years, and I think the umpire might have pulled a free kick here off the ball. You see one of the Newcastle players. It looks like it's Jackson Monk, their young gun. And Peter Van Dam has been yellow carded in the 10.
And 50's been paid too.
So Peter Van Dam has been given a yellow card there. What umpire was that, Andy? Who? I was. Are you sure it was Lark down there in the forward line for Terry? So it was Jake Bateman. He yellow cards Peter Van Dam. Someone tell me what that means. Is that 10 minutes? 15 minutes, and you can sub off. So the ball's going to come back here. Not sure what the infringement was for, but he'll be able to come back onto the ground in 15 minutes, I've been told by our resident umpire.
Yeah, no, yellow card is 15 minutes, but a sub can be made. A red card is you're off, and there's no... after 15 minutes, you're allowed to sub back on. Okay.
Strange rules, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're playing soccer.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's community footy. So Newcastle, they've got the ball in the middle of the ground. It looks like it's Baker there, the left footer. It is. Lowers his eyes, drills the pass, but it's well done to Brendan Harper chopping in, and well done to him with the birth of his daughter overnight. Certainly a big 24 hours for Brendan Harper.
Yeah, no, congratulations to him.
He had a little girl. I don't know her name as of yet. Richardson's got the footy. This is the coach, Bishop. Interesting article during the week. Reckons they've learnt from their prior defeats. Strong hands there from James Polglaze. On 50 metres for a hold. The Terrigal crowd's up and about. Certainly the umpire's having a little bit to do with this game. And Jimmy Polglaze, their Queensland import, will line up at his first goal for the game. That was Darryl Luck in his 350th umpiring fixture.
Yeah, no. Polglaze ended up taking the mark there, and I think it was just a bit of caught up of hands, and yeah, the 50 metres was paid.
Kicks his first of the game, does Polly. And I tell you what, for someone who hasn't played footy for the best part of 3 months, he's come back into this side, taken 3 or 4 overhead marks already, and he hasn't lost a bit of match fitness. So well done to him, well done to Terrigal. They're up and about despite the yellow card to Peter Van Dam. They lead now by 9 points.
The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the Hunter, in print, online and on your mobile.
No doubt the Newcastle Herald will have something to say about the result of this match today. In tomorrow's paper, I anticipate. So back in the middle we go. Harper up against Dawes, the way the match started. Isn't a great one. The bounce. So umpire O'Brien. Looks a young bloke, O'Brien. Umpire of the year for him, so well done to Joey. Down to Emerson Monk. Got the job on Webster today. That was a good kick forward. Jason Van Dam attacks the footy ferociously, as does Sarich in that instance. Little handball over the top came from Crawford, and this is Sam Payne. Right foot snap kick forward to centre half forward. Getting there first want to be Mitch Crawford. Richardson, little punch over the top. Crawford takes possession now. Is that deliberate out of bounds? No, boundary throw in. 16 minutes played here. Number 1 sports ground. perfect conditions for footy. Certainly quite warm out there in the sun. It's probably cooled off a little bit though with that breeze, I reckon, in the last couple of hours. Harper down to Monk. Jackson Monk breaks a tackle. The star misses to the left. You can hear the Newcastle crowd lamenting that one. So for Newcastle, it's 5 straight behinds, and it's worth mentioning in their reserve grade grand final, they kicked 8 straight goals. 8 straight goals before a behind for Newcastle City, so 13 playing 5.
And a few wasted opportunities from City. Could come back to haunt them in the long run.
So Richardson doing the kicking and duties here for the Panthers. Just lowers the eyes. Oh, has to be a good kick. Jimmy Polglazer's got it, the goal kicker. And look at him gallop off. Hasn't lost an inch of pace. Just boots it along to centre half forward. Big collision here. Play on was the call. It was well done to White. Left-handed handballs for Kirkman. Famously lost a tooth in last year's grand final. And Gavin Kirkman, the left footer, hard as nails. He's got it at centre half forward for Terrigal Avoca. Lowers the eyes. He'll want his left side. Partially smothered. Not great work down there. Lewis went in really hard for Terrigal under Sam Payne. And it's a free kick going to Terrigal. They're picking out the umpire, picking out the freeze there. It's going to go the way of top deck Lewis. Jay Lewis, it must be said as well. He can roost a footy, this bloke. Lowers his eyes though. Went for his coach. Wasn't a good kick. Going hard was Seen. Seen hit O'Brien really hard. And he went in again, the Tasmanian. Tackled hard to the ground by Semi O'Brien. There's plenty of feeling in this one. Ball gets locked up at centre half forward. Gee, they're hard and they're tough.
Yeah, great ferocious footy from both teams at the moment.
So it'll be ball up centre half forward for the Panthers. Darling doing the ruck work there for Terrigal. Kirkman's at the bottom of that pack, as he's seen. Webster trying to shark it out, strong through the hips. Goes in again, does Webster. On the bottom of the pack is Monk, wearing him like a glove. Umpire has it once again. What an even battle. We knew no side was going to get the ascendancy like they have in previous weeks.
Yeah, no. It's a real hard, tough game of footy.
So down to centre half forward. Here's Mark Wheeler with Aaron Seen. Eventually comes out to, might be Crawford or Harder-Carnan. He ended up kicking it out on the full, much to the pleasure of the Terrigal faithful. It was Jake Harder-Carnan. So here's John O'Goulay. Started the game in the ruck. Kicks it into centre half forward. It's going to bounce. It's not a great kick. It bounces over everyone's heads. Down there is Rawnsley. Went with their handball to Wilmot. He went to Jack Gillingham and they're away the Blues. Through the middle of the ground they go. It's a fantastic kick for Crawford. Couldn't take it though on the bounce. Well done to Sarich, but also well done to Josh Wheeler. He handballed it out for his coach. Now takes clean possession. Strong as his coach, but all at home is the Panther, Alistair Richardson. He'll go for his other left-footed mate out there in Jason Van Dam. Out in front of the Panther den. That's where the supporters are. Lowers his eyes. Goes back to Richardson. Already probably had the best part of 8 or 10 kicks. Just looking over at Statman. He's the one to count those up for us. It's a good kick from Richardson. Was that an arm chop on Sarich? No. Play on was the call. Tackled from behind. Away goes Webster in the middle of the ground. He'll use it well on his left side on this occasion. Goes to centre half forward. Oh, up high they go. No one stayed down except Mark Wheeler. Harper's there. Now Billins on the wrong side for a left footer. It tumbles with the right foot. Misses to the right. So a behind there for Billins. Already kicked a goal today. And 14 plays 5 here. Early stages. Black Diamond Cup Grand Final.
It just seems that Terrigal Avoca are getting numbers behind the footy and able to get the footy out quite easily.
Yeah, this is Haswell. So half-forward flanker in the team of the year. Also was a member of the representative side earlier in the year in Blacktown in Sydney. Away goes Baker. He ran a long way. Now kicks to centre half forward. 1-on-1 contest. Crawford and Polglaze. Really good battle, that one. Now Van Dam chips in. Jason Van Dam does a lot of Ks, does the skipper. And you wouldn't miss Josh Polglaze in the green boots, the gloves. He's a unique specimen of a footballer and of a bloke. Let me give you the tip. Boundary throw in here in front of our commentary position. Just gets tapped back into the hot spot. Jay Lewis went to ground. Maybe a little bit too easily. And on the bottom of that pack is the coach, Mitch Knight, for Newcastle.
It's game 150 for coach and captain Mitch Knight.
150 games. Terrific player, terrific family of players. His brother, the lone full forward. Might get a stat from Andy shortly. How many sets of brothers have we got playing today in the grand final? Grimman goes forward. Jacob Jackson's there, as is Jackson Monk. No one able to get the quick click out. Now they do through Newcastle. So it goes to full forward. Well done to Bondi. Kept his feet but dropped it. Richardson was clean. Only kicked it as far as Mitch Knight. Wheels around onto the right boot. Now goes to full forward looking for Crawford. We're getting 3 here from the crowd behind us. What's going on, Stats? The crowd knows more. I think there might be more than that. Pole Glazers, Monks, Wheelers, Van Dams. So Mitch Crawford's got it here. Trailing by 9 points. Just takes one step and he's been... I think it was a goal anyway. He was going to get 50 metres, but it's the all clear for Newcastle City. They get their first goal for the game after 5 straight behinds. So 11 now playing 14. We're into time on, are we, in the first term?
I think we are, and in 2015, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches, which of course are finals at the moment. The Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
If someone can let us know how Sydney are going, put it on the Facebook page, Black Diamond AFL.
Since we're talking about brothers, Andy, if Newcastle City were to win today, has there ever been a brother pairing to win to coach the same side to 2 premierships?
It's a good question, that one. So it goes to centre half forward. We'll get back to you. Richardson gets there first. He started well already. Down there's Scene. Eventually takes possession and handballs out. Probably going to be another stoppage here for Darryl Luck. I don't think Peter Van Dam will take any further part in this quarter. So ball up here, middle of the ground. Just a marginal 3-point lead here to the Blues. Into time on here in the first term. Umpire Luck has it again. You can see the Newcastle City boys. They are a big side. I don't know what they feed them up here. But gee whiz, when you look at them up close, they're all 6'5" and absolute monsters. Terrigal on the other hand probably rely more on their pace and skill. So Haswell goes to full forward looking for Knight. Being warned by Bond. Well done to Bond, but well done to Crawford. Handball over the top. Eventually ends up with Jackson Muck. Now the handball's on for Dawes. They'll kick a goal here, Newcastle. They do. A second goal in as many minutes. And Dawes and O'Brien having something to say. They're out to a 9-point lead.
Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL, and we thank them for setting up on the far side hill over there. Great sponsors of the competition.
Jacob Dawes, another one of those Newcastle giants. You can see him standing there next to Jason Van Dam, who's probably 6'2" and 90 kilos himself. He's an absolute machine. So now Newcastle City back-to-back goals. Beg your pardon, at 17 playing 14. So a 3-point margin. We're deep into time on here on the shades of quarter time. Now Big Keast goes into the ruck for the Blues. Still with Harper. With Terrigal. It's a better bounce on that occasion. No, he's going to have it back again. Wynn might have got it on that time. It was the 2013 Grand Final when Newcastle City got out to a 4-goal lead at quarter time. Had all the play that year. Terrigal Avoca never really got back into the game. A much closer affair on this occasion. Both ruckmen jump high and ended up with Keast, who got possession. Well done there to Brandon Sarich, and eventually Toppy Lewis kicks it to centre half forward, but it was well read down there by Lang. He's got it at centre half back for the Blues. Already had a little bit of the footy. Certainly kicking into the breeze of the Blues. Goes over the head of everyone. Getting there first will be Josh Wheeler. Just tapped it to himself. Now takes possession. Or tapped it again to himself. Wheeler went into his back. Good decision by the umpire. That'll be a boundary throw-in. So Keast up against Harper. Eventually down there is, on top of it is Knight. Umpire will have it again.
Mitch Knight at the bottom of that pack.
Big jump there by Harper on top of Keast. Tackling a premium as you'd expect with both of these sides. Certainly the vast majority of the representative squad was filled with these two sides earlier in the year, and also the team of the year as well. Ball comes out now to Haswell. Couldn't take possession. Big tackle laid there on the Terrigal player, and he'll probably get a free here. Certainly having a fair bit to say to each other of these two sides. And it's Gavin Kirkman. One of the toughest blokes in the league. Only knows one pace. So Kirkman's got the footy, the left foot up. Lowers the eyes and hits Bishop. However, kicked it out on the full. So now Mitch Knight, have they got time for one last attack, Newcastle. They go long to full forward. Big pack of players. Shouldn't really be marked. Front and centre's Gillingham. Also Jimmy Hart. First to spoil. Down there is Wheeler. Could have been taken high by Bishop. Ended up getting thrown over the line was Hart by Monk. And you can see the two Monk boys, Jackson and Emerson. So Emerson with the job on Webster, and it's going to be another free kick. So the umpire's having a fair bit to do with it. Jimmy Hart takes the free, goes into the middle of the ground for Richardson. Already would have had the best part of 10 disposals. Wants his players to run for him. Now he switches play. Good pass. Bond has it. Goes inboard to Polglaze.
Terrigal just playing tempo footy, keeping a hold of the ball.
Yep. Polglaze to Flint. Generally kicks the footy pretty long, does Jared. Doesn't on that occasion. The kick just not good enough. Hit him on the half volley. Did well to follow it up though, Flint. Well chopped off by Payne. He's got it in the middle of the ground. Goes back to Jackson Monk. They go out this far wing. Look at Jason Van Dam. He just won't be beaten. Kicks to centre half forward. Goulet worked his opponent under it. Down there also is Billings and Baker. Goulet got him. Holding the man. Going to go the way of Newcastle City. They're red hot, the umpires. And Baker has it here, half-back line for Newcastle City. That'll be quarter time. So quarter time in the Premier Division Grand Final. It's Newcastle City, 2 goals, 5-17. They lead Terrigal Avoca 2-2-14, the goal kickers.
The goal kickers for Newcastle City, it's 1 goal each to Mitch Crawford and Jacob Dawes, with the goals to James Polglaze and Corey Billings for Terrigal Avoca.
Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly with second quarter action. It's the Black Diamond Cup Grand Final.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. The Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse riding. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Mercure Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Mercure Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort on the Central Coast. Relax or play and stay. Pullman Resorts Magenta Shores Resort. Pullman Magenta Shores Resort has 5-star resort-style amenities that make the most of our oceanfront setting and has been designed to offer the Central Coast travellers everything required for a productive Central Coast business trip, an unforgettable family vacation, or a relaxing weekend getaway. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Bar TV. Bar TV brings local grassroots sports and events to your internet screen or a pub and club near you.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Welcome back. Second quarter action of the Black Diamond Cup Grand Final. Standing out on the ground. Certainly a significant breeze, I think, going to the left of screen, which is now Newcastle City's end. Nathan?
Yeah, no. I think the breeze here, as you said, is heading to the left of screen.
Harry Street.
Yeah, that was the word from the Newcastle City huddle, was to just be mindful that they're kicking into the wind this quarter. So to...
See, I reckon they're kicking with it, Newcastle City. But anyway...
sorry, no, you are correct.
Yeah, it might be swirly. Anyway, so away we go. It'll be Dawes up against Goulet. So the way the game started, Bishop, Goulet, Webster, O'Brien in the middle. And for Newcastle City, it is the two Monk boys, Dawes, and the coach, Mitch Knight. Set for a start here. 3 points the lead to Newcastle City. Play on's the call. It goes straight down to Bishop. Hit hard by Haswell. Flint's got the footy. It's an inside-out torp. It goes straight up in the air. No one to get there first. Bake up. Eventually gets there. Just runs himself over the line. Umpire says he'll have it. So it'll be a boundary throw-in. Goulet does well to get the front spot here, but it'll be Mitch Knight to take first possession. He's tackled from behind by Van Dam, but got the disposal away. Playing from behind was Hart. Going in hard is Richardson. He's a good footballer. Sarich went for the little 1-2 handball, but it wasn't really on. Gillingham now seeing the left footer. Seen lines up the goals. Kicks the first of the quarter for Newcastle City. Aaron Seen. They're off to the perfect start. 23 plays 14.
A lovely goal on the run there by Aaron Seen. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL, BLK Beyond Limits Known.
There's only the one little handball there from Sarich that was just a little bit off, just panicked a little bit under pressure, and it's only the one mistake against a good side that'll cost you a goal, as it did on that occasion. So well done to the recipient there, Aaron Seen, in the Team of the Year as mentioned earlier. Back in the middle we go. They force a draw this time, but Knight gets the clearance, and it's Seen again who ferrets in for the footy going hard. Down there's Pat Gillingham. He didn't have the footy. Play on was the call, however. So Sam O'Brien in his wrong left side. Kicks it to centre win. Connor Haswell will chip in and take the mark. So Haswell looks to centre half forward. Van Dam. The ever-reliable Jason Van Dam chips in, takes the overhead mark. Goes into the middle of the ground for Webster. Just grabbed a little space there from Emerson Monk. His target's Ellis. Strong hands. Good passage of play there from Terrigal Avoca. It was a good mark by Jason Van Dam at centre half back. Delivered into Webster. And then the young man, Sam Ellis, who I think might be 18 years of age, 18 or 19, took a terrific overhead mark on the half-forward flank. So they dearly love to go forward and score here. It's extremely congested. Big pack of players. Over the back, Billings.
Just found the leading target on the fat side of the ground. It's a good vision from Sam Ellis there.
I think we probably have to put in a disclaimer. Look at those terrible blokes on the outer side of the wing. They are rogue at the minute. Have a go at them. Anyway, Corey Billings has already got a goal today. to respond to the Aaron Seam one a few moments earlier. Left foot drop, punts on the way. It's a lovely kick. They're up and about the Panthers. 3 points back to the margin.
Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Trading hours are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. So go out there and support your local businesses. Subway, eat fresh.
Subway Morisset, home and away season. We gave away the $20 voucher for the best player on the ground.
Today it's a medal.
Today they get the Gary McBain medal. Probably a fraction more prestigious.
Just a little, although Chris Bishop would love
might
the...
have something yet to say about that, yeah. So back in the middle we go. Goulet again up against Dawes. And Goulet, the smaller man, he's winning the taps down. That goes Van Dam straight down to Bishop. Straight up, Lewis, I should say. Tried to get hands on it was Riley Lang. Jared Flint's head up, ends up getting in there. And look at Webster find space. Now onto the left foot for the Elliot Davey medalist. Can he get there? Oh, terrific play to Corey Billins. That'll get him up and about. Played on with the handball. I don't know about that play. Kirkman was there. Now back to Billins, the goal kicker. Wants his left foot. Oh, he kicks the goal. Back-to-back goals for Billins. He's got 3 for the day. Terrigal Avoca up and about.
Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16 is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. For all the latest news and promotions, visit 16s.com.au or find them on Facebook.
Great venue, Belmont 16 footers. That's where we had the Elliot Davey medal presentation just a few weeks ago, and it's good signs here for the Panthers. Lewis, Webster, Bishop starting to get their hands on the footy. And what about Goulet in the ruck, the smaller ruckman? This looks like a really good ploy from Bishop. That bounce will probably get recalled.
There's a few that have been recalled. We should just be throwing it up now.
Yeah. Let's not get started on that debate. So back in the middle we go. Goulet. Once again, look at that. Champagne footy. Goulet to Webster. Webster forward now for the one-on-one contest. It's Billins again. Does he get the run out and kicks a goal? 3 in 3 minutes to Corey Billins. Goulet to Webster. They're up and about now, the Panthers.
GE Industrial Solutions, partnering the mining company in the Hunter for the past 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to their customers.
Oh, that's a massive part of the game now. The margin out to 9 points in favour of Terrigal Avoca. The biggest margin of the game for them. Goulet to Webster and the goal to Billins. What a second term he's having, Billins, as well as the ruckman Goulet and his centreman Webster. You can hear the Panther fans out on that far side. Fully hydrated, let me assure you. Goulet again. Now down to Webster, back to Lewis. Lewis couldn't get the kick away. Tried to do a little bit too much. Eventually got back to Webster. He's probably at the 15 possessions already, according to Baldwin. And Ellis now goes to centre half forward. He's looking for James Polglaze. Just played all over his opponent, Hartakanen, on that occasion. Kicks long. Good contest down there. Kirkman punched it in front of Dawes. They're not out of trouble yet, though, the Blues. Hartakanen. Now Baker, the ever-reliable Baker. He'll want his left foot. Polglaze. Well done, Jimmy Polglaze. Taps the ball out of play. 6 minutes into the second term. Already 1 goal to Newcastle City, but it was 3 second quarter goals to Corey Billins that has given them a 9-point lead.
Yeah, Newcastle under the pump at the moment.
Look at Goulet, just jump over the top of him. Bishop was looking for one of his midfielders. Eventually O'Brien took it. Now he handballed out further wide to Lewis. He can't take clean possession. Haswell's down there, but he just didn't lay the tackle. He goes to Billins, and why wouldn't you? Well done there by Baker. Is that a free? It is. So Ian Baker gets the free there for a hold, and definitely there as well. Connor Haswell needed a tackle on that occasion. Certainly feels like the breeze is going to the left of screen, the way of Newcastle City. Chips across the ground. This is Lang. Has a bounce. Goes to centre half forward, but Jason Van Dam fumbled it over the line, but did enough to make the spoil. Gee, the Panthers, they look up and about, Nathan.
Yeah, no, they really do. They've come out red hot in this second quarter. Newcastle City a bit slow.
We'll just look a little bit reactive here, but I suppose that's what happens when you've got quality opposition. This game will go in ebbs and flows. Van Dam was worked under the footy. Play on was the call, and away goes Richardson. Loved his game thus far. Oh, it's a magnificent kick for Goulet. He can turn and go. He's got Webster on over the back. Does he go for him now? Webster in the goal square. Great footy, Panthers, from the clearance. Richardson got it from the clearance, went for Goulet. Goulet could have blazed away and gone for goal, decided to lower his eyes and passed it to good mate and Triple Elliott Davy medalist Jimmy Webster. They're up and about the Panthers. 38 now, plays 23.
Yeah, that's 4 goals in a row to Terrigal Avoca. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They're also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL.
So that's a 15-point margin if my maths is correct. 38 plays at 23. And isn't the class rising to the top for Terrigal Avoca? Goulet, Webster and Richardson. Worrying signs for the coach Mitch Knight. How can they assert themselves on this game? They've got Payne now in the middle of the ground, playing on Kirkman. So back in the middle we go. Harper goes into the ruck as Goulet goes for a spell. And by spell, I mean he goes to full forward. Interesting place to rest, but that won't bother him. Wish this umpire would just throw it up. That's too many of those today. Put the bounce away, I think. That's young Joey. Too many of those for my liking. So he goes with the throw up. Harper up against Dawes. They force a draw. Go straight down to Emerson Monk. You can hear the Panther crowd getting vocal out on that far wing. They've had much more of the footy now in the second term. Dawes on that occasion. Big swinging arm came from Harper. Darling took possession. He was met hard by Mitch Knight, the coach. The coach trying to impose himself. Down there is, I think it's Peter Van Dam again, having a bit to say, as was Towan for Newcastle City. Dawes came in and found a free kick as the umpire. It's going to go the way of City. And it's going to go the way of Mitch Knight, who threw a little left in there actually to Gav Kirkman.
Yeah, nah.
So be careful not to reverse that. Mitch Knight, the coach, goes for Keast, I think it was. Corbin Bond elected to punch. It was a good punch, and surprise, surprise, Webster. He's got it on our broadcast side. Kick's not a bad one. He's looking for Grimm, and he's going to have to beat. That's a high tackle. No, play on was the call. Down there was Jackson. Webster tried to beat a tackle there. Certainly the grandstand. What a game of footy. The atmosphere is electric. One of the best atmosphere you'll see in local footy, let me tell you. Peter Van Dam was third man up, straight down to Webster. Gang tackled. Monk got him. Wilmot got him. Half of Newcastle got him. Umpire's going to have it in the green. Ball up here. Centre wing. Harper. He had no eyes for the footy. Aaron Scenes down there. Wants his left foot. Good tackle by Flint, but he's paid a high tackle. He was blindsided, the umpire. I don't know if that was there. Anyway, it's with the Tasmanian scene. He goes to centre half forward. Sitting in the holes, Richardson. He was hit hard from behind. He was brave in that instance. Down there is Jason Van Dam. Handball's off to Flint. Bit going on behind the play. Peter Van Dam breaks a tackle. And I tell you what, there's little spot fights going on all over the ground here. It's pretty good to watch if you're a traditionalist. Boundary throw in here, right in front of our commentary position. They go up hard. Goes down again hard to that guy. Look at the bump from Knight and Richardson. They met each other. No one shirked the issue. Really good commitment from both sides.
This is just good, hard footy from both teams.
Absolutely. Harper up against Dawes again. Harper won the tap down to Hart. Couldn't take possession, Jimmy Hart. Lewis is in there also for Terrigal. Also in there was, I think, Crawford or Towan. It was Towan. Scene has enough time to get onto his left foot and find a pass. It finds Connor Haswell full-chested. One-on-one in the goal square. Bond against Knight. Knight over the back. Courtney Knight took the mark. It was well done at the stoppage by the Blues. And it's a goal they probably need just to halt all the momentum for Terrigal Avoca. Puts him on a pretty generous line.
Yeah, Knight just able to get a couple of metres space over the back between him and Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin Bond down there as we see Josh Wheeler come to the ground limping. He'll kick this, Courtney, every day of the week. He's a champion forward. Straight through the middle. I got the blokes behind me. Gee, I'm glad it went through. So Knight kicks his first, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Courtney Knight kicks his first of the game. Waratah Sports have been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years.
Righto, so back in the middle we go here. Certainly in the thick of it we are here in the commentary position. We're smack bang in the middle of the grandstand.
Oh, but we love it, Ryan.
It's the
we
open air
love it.
setup, bit different to what Channel 7 I got going on, but it's good fun. Is he going to go with the bounce, Darryl Luck? He'll throw it up. Very sensible umpiring. So Ellis now up against Dawes. Goes straight to ground. There's that man seen again, and wasn't he hit hard by Hart from coming off half back? Some of the tackling here is first rate. 13 and a half minutes played here. Second term of the grand final. Terrigal Avoca searching for that elusive back-to-back flag. Hawthorne-esque. Dawes just sharked it over towards his half-forward line. In there was Jackson Monk. Tackled down there by Billins. Stoppage after stoppage after stoppage.
Yeah, it's heading into what looks like it's going to be a very long game with all these stoppages, but good hard footy.
Good tap over the top there came by Ellis. Umpire Luck's going to have it again. Tackling at a premium. 38 plays 29. 9 points the margin here in favour of the Panthers. I've got Buckley's of telling you who's on the bottom of that pack.
As the game goes on, Ryan, these centre clearances are going to be more and more crucial.
What about Corey Billins? 4 goals for the game already. I think he kicked 20 for the year. What a great patch he had early on in this second term. Big fist came over the top. Towan kicked the ball forward for Newcastle City. Down there's Crawford for them. Also Jason Van Dam. But the ever-reliable Van Dam just keeps the ball in front of himself. You just won't see him get beaten. I can guarantee you that. And it seems like after every contest, there's a bloke punching another bloke. Why not in the grand final?
Bit of pushing shavers.
So boundary throw in here. Ellis tapped it down to Crawford, who unfortunately plays on the other team for him. And look at that tackle on scene by Jace Van Dam.
Seen a bit slow to get up.
A little bit slow to get up. They got some sore boys down on the bench, Newcastle City. She almost took it out of the ruck down there, did Ellis. Bottom of the pack. Grimmon's there. Couldn't take possession. Also, there's Emerson Monk. That's Towan picking up the footy. Tackled hard by Jacob Jackson. And I'd love to see a count on the stoppages. Andy Baldwin, our stat man. I reckon we've probably had 25 or 30 in this term alone. Up hard goes Ellis. Tap went down to Payne, who plays on the other side. The Goulet tackle was good. Also, the Goulet tackle, the Grimman tackle. Holding the ball. So it's going to go the way of Terrigal Avoca. Umpire had a better view of that than I did. Ends up now with Webster, who doubles back into the middle of the ground. He's got plenty of time to suss out an option. Polglaze in a one-on-one. James Polglaze! Handball came from Josh Polglaze. He won the holding the ball decision. Handballed it back to Webster. They give it to their good kicks this side. And Webster was good enough to kick it into the wind, penetrate the kick. It was a 2-on-1. And this bloke has not missed a beat. Jimmy Polglaze kicks his second for the day. And Terrigal Avoca back out to that 15-point lead.
Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson.
Really good game of footy, this one. Terrigal just with the ascendancy. It's a 15-point margin. We're just about into time on here in the second term. And the midfield battle is an absolute corker. Goulet wins another tap. Jay Lewis had a fresh airy. Goes down to Webster again, who couldn't take possession. Rawnsley went hard. Got the handball out to Monk. They need a bit more of this, Newcastle City. The left foot kick's a pretty good one. It bounces on its point and goes straight back towards centre half forward. Down there's Sarich. Jason Van Dam had enough time to kick it to our broadcast side. Jacob Jackson's there, as is Jack Grimond. Choose not to take possession. It'll go over the boundary line. Boundary throw in here. Young Jackie Grimond, the son of the gun, in the number 2 for Terrigal. Playing on Michael Towan. In and out throughout the season. Did well to get his place in the grand final. So boundary throw, and you can see the ball sort of float towards Newcastle City's goal as we see a big gust of wind, partially smothered by Jason Van Dam on the night kick. Some of these matchups around the ground are sensational. None more so than Emerson, Monk and Webster. Also Goulet and Big Keast. Jason Van Dam tried to sell some candy. Was that held in the footy? It is. Tried to beat a tackle. Probably in the spirit of the umpiring was the correct decision. Keast handballs back to Haswell. So Haswell goes into the middle of the ground. It's a poor kick. And the goal kicker, Jimmy Polglaze, just chimes in. This bloke's probably had the best part of 25 possessions. Webster with the left foot went for Peter Van Dam. Play on was the call. Harder Carnan's down there, as is Baker. Has enough time to look up and kick into the middle of the ground. The half volley wasn't a great one. Down there is Jimmy Hart. He was hit hard by Monk, Emerson Monk. Was that a legging? No, it was okay, so it's, I don't know what it was. A legging to go the way of Newcastle City. But he was the one that dived on it. Doesn't make sense to me. Kicks it to centre half forward. Good contest down here. Strong punch by Harper. Comes out towards our broadcast side, and it's a foot race. Billings is there. As is Macaulay O'Malley, been really sided for Terrigal. Goes in towards full forward. Back with the flight. Van Dam! Oh, strong stuff there from Jason Van Dam. Didn't shirk the contest. That is tough. Sarich got tackled. Dropped the footy. Play on was the call. Jared Fleet just scrubs it out of there. No one really wanted it from Terrigal. O'Malley did for Newcastle City. And away goes Mitch Knight. Kicks it into full forward. Richardson's got his name all over it. No, Crawford. Mitch Crawford, what a passage of play. Started with Courtney Knight and Van Dam at centre half forward. They got the footy back. And it was a kick from the coach Knight, I think it was, that hit Crawford in the forward pocket. So he'll line up here. This will bring the margin back to 9 points again. He's a good footballer, Crawford. Makes no mistake. Kicks his first for the day. And the margin in the grand final back to 9 points.
Yeah, a much-needed goal there for Newcastle City. And the Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald is the voice of the Hunter in print, online, and on your mobile.
To steal a famous quote from Dennis Committee, it's a grand final from the top shelf. As far as local footy goes, you wouldn't see a better contest in New South Wales. Goulet will be back in the ruck. Personally, for me, he's been the most promising ruckman for Terrigal. Jacob Dawes, well, we know how good he is. That's a better bounce there from the umpire. Goulet came hard, and Mitch Knight, isn't he, asserting himself on this game? It'll get there on the bounce. Big pack of players. Van Dam come over the top, as did Harper. Went to ground. Van Dam to sock it off the ground. Haswell will get there first. He plays for Newcastle City. Gets onto his right side. Went for the inbound handball to Emerson Monk. Got plenty of time, does Emerson. Kicked it into the hot spot. Going back with the flight was Harper. And those big gorilla hands. Brendan Jizza Harper took a mark on the last line of defence. He's going to kick it out to our broadcast side, looking for Peter Van Dam. He's going to have to beat a couple. Couldn't on that occasion. The boundary line might be a victory here for Terrigal. It is. So we're into time on here on the shades of halftime. A 9-point margin in favour of Terrigal Avoca.
Seems to be, Ryan, that the wind's picked up a little bit.
Yeah, certainly getting a little bit swirly. Still pretty warm. Good conditions for footy. A slightly later start than we're used to in the Black Diamond League. As we see Rawnsley just drop back. He's loosening the hole now. Goulet, the tap over the top was a good one. Down there's Towan. Tackle from behind. Did he have prior opportunity? No, said the umpire. Going in hard was Baker. Saw it over the line with Van Dam.
You surely can't question either team's commitment and determination to get that footy when it's at the bottom of a pack, can you, Ryan?
Red hot, absolutely. Third man up was Aaron Seen. Came down to Mitch Knight, who's really asserting himself. Seen was hit hard again, and he's been given a high tackle there. Aaron Seen, so rewarded for putting his head over the footy. And once again, a few of the players going on with it. Seen's got the footy here, right in front of our broadcast position at centre wing. He's going to kick it long. A few one-on-one contests everywhere. Big pack of players. No one could take the mark. Down there was Keast. He just dropped the footy cold. Play on was the call. Getting there now is Harder Khan and trying to take on a tackler. That's holding the ball. Play on was the call. It goes to full forward. Last line of defence. No one actually touched it. Ended up going through for a point. Looked a certain free kick for Sam O'Brien out there on that far flank.
Yeah, no, I think Terrigal Avoca were a little unlucky there not to have that free kick paid.
So behind there takes it to 36 for Newcastle City. 8 points the margin. Kicking into the wind of the Panthers. They go out to that far back flank. Peter Van Dam uncontested.
A goal for
in front of doors.
Sorry, Ryan. A goal for either team before half-time could be crucial in this game.
Good contested mark there taken by Webster. And there's a full-on blue happening out on the far wing. So something going on out on that far wing in front of the VB disposal and those rogue Terrigal fans that we've been talking about. It's going to come back to... so Webster's got the footy on the half-back flank for Terrigal. I'm not sure whether... Certainly opened up a lot out here now for Terrigal. A lot more space to lead into.
I'm unsure what's actually happened here, Ryan. Have they brought it back, or is it a free kick downfield?
He hasn't called time on just yet. Nothing can really happen. Darryl Luck waiting for... So now time back on. 24 minutes played in the second term. Webster's part... Oh, that's 50 metres. 50 metres every day of the week against Wheeler. The mark was taken by Sarich. Wheeler went on with it, threw the swinging right arm around. Silly play. And I'm not really convinced that Sarich is a... I'm not really convinced he's a sure thing from there, Brandon Sarich. Didn't play much of the year in senior footy. He was a late inclusion. Wouldn't this be a terrific goal? He's got to kick it into the wind, the best part of 50 metres. Bunja Sarich gets awfully close to the man on the mark. Does he kick it? No. Misses to the right. Pretty expensive miss, that one. So 36 plays 45 now. Riley Lang doing the kicking in for Newcastle City. What a great grand final we've had on it, got on our hands. Umpires certainly having their say. Good grab taken by Jack Gillingham. Ball certainly floated with the breeze. Just lowers his eyes, O'Brien. No, well done to Pat Gillingham, his brother there. He now goes to full forward looking for Courtney Knight and Corbin Bond. Great contest, that one. He roved it beautifully, did Monk. Left foot towards goal. Missed it to the near side. So on the shades of half-time, both sides battering the point posts. Close to half-time. Big Angus Starling comes for a spell. Alistair Richardson, he's got it in full-back. He'll be doing the kicking in. Goes far out to this far side. Hard jumped high. Was it touched? It was touched, says the umpire, so it'll be a boundary throw-in. James Polglaze now third man up. Came over the top to Jay Lewis. Prior opportunity. That's holding the ball every day of the week. The tackle was red hot there from Emerson Monk. They all lead now for him. Good one-on-one contest everywhere. The punch was sensational for Richardson. You will not see a harder contest than that. It's going to go the way of... who they're even paying it to, these umpires?
I think that's a Newcastle City free kick. No, he's called it back because it was his own. I
had to be play
no
on
idea.
anyway. I don't know whether he thinks he's made a blue and he's made a late call. Big tackle there. O'Malley's in there, as is Mitch Knight, as is a Terrigal player. So now Corbin Bond kicks it out to that far wing. Peter Van Dam out in front of the VB canteen. Running back in the race might be Towan, I think it is, for Newcastle City. Also in there is Sarich. Players dive on top of it. Webster sharks it out. Handballs it back to O'Brien. Oh, it's a putrid kick from Sam O'Brien into the middle of the ground. Josh Polglaze had a fresh airy, and now they're out here, Newcastle City. Kicking it into full forward. Who's got the run out of it? Courtney Knight did, but it was well done and beautifully read back there by James Polglaze playing at full back. Just a little reminder, this quarter's gone 27 and a half minutes. Siren imminent. Peter Van Dam, he's got it on the half-back flank. Just kicks a high up and under. Oh, gee, that's strong hands. He's a beautiful mark of the footy, is John O'Goulay. Very complete footballer. Played on immediately to Semi O'Brien. Lowers the eyes, O'Brien looking for Jackson. Went over the back. Grimmon's there. Can he take possession? Kicks the goal to Grimmon. Grimmon kicks his first for the day. And just like that, they open up another lead, the Panthers, on the shades of half-time. Newcastle City, 5 goals, 7-37. Terrigal Avoca, 8 goals, 3 behinds, 51.
Yeah, no, we said a goal to either side before halftime could be crucial, and that extends Terrigal Avoca's lead out to 14 points.
That's a massive moment in this game. Newcastle City were doing all the attacking. They were winning the hard ball around the stoppage. But the Panthers just persisted. It was a great grab by Goulay. Do not undermine that. One of the best contested marks in the league. Van Dam, he's tapped down to whoever it was, missed. O'Brien's there. Wheeler comes back to Monk. They dearly love a goal. He's out holding the footy. Play on was the call. Payne tackled from behind. He dropped it. Jason Van Dam will get there first. Otherwise, it's a free kick again. It's going to be a hold off the... I don't know what it is.
I think he played holding the ball.
Josh Polglaze. Just needs to settle play here, Josh Polglaze. He's going to go straight up the middle of the ground looking for Angus Darling. He's got 2 to beat. Kept his feet, did Angus Darling. Did pretty well. Coming through hard. Well done, Peter Van Dam. The tackle was sensational. Jackson Monk starting to get his hands on the footy. The Scrubbers a kick out to the far wing. Getting there first might be Sarich or... No, it'll be Payne for Newcastle City. There's a Blues player down on centre wing. Hasn't really moved. Now he gets to his feet. It's the Ruckman Dawes. Big pack of players out on the half-forward flank there for Newcastle. So 14 points, the margin.
There's a big margin in the context of this game.
Absolutely. Good tap over the top came from Keast. No player can shark it. Now they can. Just dropped it though, did Keast. Eventually got it out to Towan. Good footy though from Terrigal. Billins on his wrong side. Just went straight up in the air. And up in the air again. Rawnsley gets there. He's a left footer. He has to have a shot at goal. Oh, it's a magnificent kick from Rawnsley. Answers back to the Terrigal goal. Reduces the margin to 8 points. What a great grand final.
And a lovely play there from Newcastle. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL. And BLK is the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. And is also the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL, BLK Beyond Limits Known.
We've gone nearly 31 minutes. Plenty of goals in this quarter. Plenty of stoppages. Back to 8 points the margin. Siren can't be far away. Rawnsley cancels out the Grimmon goal. It was a great kick from the left footer. In the end, uncontested was Keast. Scene goes through hard. Just he only knows one pace. Umpire Luck's going to have it again. Keast again, uncontested. Just tapped it over the top. Down there was Richardson, who on his left side just goes with the long kick out to the far wing looking for Darling. Worked his opponent under the footy, but Baker ran past him and he'll get possession first. Baker looks into the middle of the ground. Gee, that's a nice kick. Had to be perfect and it was. Towan gave it back to Baker. Big hit from behind. Monk had a lot of pace in front of Billins. Handball wasn't great, but this guy's a runner, Harder Carnan. His handball for Haswell wasn't a good one. Just had too much time. Stepped inside his opponent. Keast touched off the boot. It'll bounce short at centre half forward there for Newcastle City. Hart could have got tackled from behind. In the end he did, but he got the possession away. Jared Flint dropped one he should have taken. Good tackle there by Ellis on Towan. Emerson Monk did the full 360. Going through hard was Billins, but didn't take possession. Hard again is Ellis and Monk.
This is great footy today, Ryan. This is great footy.
We're in quarter number 10 today. The commentators up here. Ellis, punch over the top. Bishop, he's been rarely sided. Could have kicked it out on the full down there.
And he has. The umpires paid it.
So Mitch Knight goes long up the line. Good contest with down there Mark Wheeler and Hart Haswell. Kick was partially affected there by Webster, but Crawford's got it on the left boot. Had more time than he thought. Ended up kicking it out on the full.
Had Dawes leading from him out of the goal square, but chose to take this shot and was a little off balance when he did.
So 8 points the margin here. What breeze there is probably favouring the left of screen, Newcastle City. And half-time here in the grand final, Terrigal Avoca. 8 goals, 3 behinds, 51. Newcastle City, 6-7, 43. Goal kickers, please, Nathan.
The goal kickers, we have 4 goals to Corey Billins, including those 3 goals in that quarter. 2 goals to James Polglaze and singles to Jack Grimman and James Webster. And for Newcastle City, we have 2 goals to Mitch Crawford and singles to Courtney Knight, Luke Rawnsley, Adam Seat and Jacob Dawes. One
of the great grand finals you'll see in local footy. It's an 8-point lead to Terrigal Avoca. Tune in about 20 minutes for second half action.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. The Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse riding. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Mercure Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Mercure Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort on the Central Coast. Relax or play and stay. Pullman Resorts Magenta Shores Resort. Pullman Magenta Shores Resort has 5-star resort-style amenities that make the most of our oceanfront setting and has been designed to offer the Central Coast travellers everything required for a productive Central Coast business trip, an unforgettable family vacation, or a relaxing weekend getaway. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Bar TV. Bar TV brings local grassroots sports and events to your internet screen or a pub and club near you.
Car 33, proceed to level 2, check on its service. Command, this is car 33, I'm going on my break.
miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Back to number one sports ground now. It's the second half, final half of the season. Black Diamond Cup Grand Final. The Terrigal side hold a slight 8-point lead. Kicking with the breeze in the third term. They'll be going to the left of screen. One of the greatest local games of footy I think you'll ever see, Nathan, this one.
Yeah, nah. It's been a cracker between these sides all year. The preliminary final was an absolute cracker of a game. And then they've played twice here throughout the season for a win apiece each. They've all been great games, and I'm sure we're in for the best second half we've seen all season.
So 6-7 plays 8-3. 8-3 Terrigal Avoca leading today. Kicking with what we believe to be a slight breeze to the left of screen. The premiership quarter in the grand final. So third quarter action coming to you from number one sports ground. It'll be Goulet, certainly been the best ruckman for Terrigal thus far. Up against Keys, and I wish the umpire would just throw it up. I think the crowd agrees with me.
Ruins what is a good spectacle when it just ends.
We'll give him a break. Anyway, back in the middle. Here we go. Secondary start. Goulet up against Keist. Keist, the bigger man, going through hard out there was Peter Van Dam putting his head over the footy. And it wouldn't surprise you if you saw a stoppage straight away, although the umpire lets it go on a little bit. So a secondary ball up here. It was Terrigal who started the second term with a flurry of goals, only to be reeled back a little bit late by Newcastle City. Good tap by Goulet, only as far as Connor Haswell, who just threw it on the left boot. Reading it best is Jason Van Dam. The bounce is always a big one in that part of the ground. Trying to tap it down was O'Brien, but Monk's out here. It worked against them. Kicking for goal, Jackson Monk. Bounces to the left for a behind. Bit of a let off there for Terrigal Avoca. So the first score of the quarter is a behind to Newcastle. So Josh Polglaze goes out to that far side. Over the back of the pack. It's now with Scene. Cena on his left foot. I think eventually got a handball away.
There's a Terrigal player down. I think it's a Terrigal player.
It looks similar from this distance. It is. It's Sam O'Brien. Yeah, they're calling over to the bench.
Not sure what happened, but
he doesn't look in a great way, Sam O'Brien. We hope he's all right.
Yeah, Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson, and we thank them for being the major sponsor of the Black Diamond AFL. And the Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues, from business and politics through to sport and entertainment, is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the Hunter, in print, online, and on your mobile. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns, and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL, BLK, Beyond Limits Known.
Sam O'Brien, let me tell you, he's tough as nails, that bloke. He's sitting over there on that far wing. Hasn't done a great deal of movement. Now he's to his feet. Holding his right arm, so that doesn't look good for either an elbow or a shoulder.
No, it doesn't look good. It could be a shoulder, I think.
Probably wouldn't anticipate he'd take any further part in the game. The way he's holding his arm anyway.
So during half time of the Division 1 game, we spoke to Aidan Warren, who a couple of weeks ago hurt his arm, and he let us know that he's all okay. He said there was no malice in the incident at all. He even got a nice hope you're feeling better message from Connor Haswell. And revealed that he'll be out of footy for 6 months. So a long time, and we wish him a speedy recovery. Same as we wish Sam here a speedy recovery if he is unable to get back on the ground.
So O'Brien comes from the ground here. It's going to be a boundary throw-in on the far side. So play gets back underway here. Only a couple of minutes gone here in the third term. Kick eventually comes forward into full forward for Newcastle City. Hitting there first is Josh Polglace. Just comes back. Well done though to Flint. Was good enough under pressure and just kicked it back into the middle of the ground. He's looking for Darling. Well done though by Jack Gillingham. Wore him really tightly. Haswell handballed further back once more to Towan. And now Towan down here towards our commentary side. Sarich and Crawford going through hard was Wilmot, and a great tackle by Hart. Lewis is in there. Jay Lewis got a handball out eventually. Good tackle from behind by Webster. Just dropped the ball there was Gillingham. Eventually, though, was taken over the line. So boundary throw in right in front of our commentary position. Third man up was Seen. Getting there first will probably be Richardson, although he's got a couple of beat here. Alistair Richardson did it really well. Good umpiring there.
And I had a few to beat and did really well.
Goulet tapped it down to Van Dam, who was taken high. He'll get a free kick at half back against Crawford there, or could have been Keast. So Peter Van Dam goes long up the line. The target will be Goulet. Towan, pay that mark. That's a great grab. Was in the middle, was the sandwich in the middle there. Took a great contested grab. Goes down the line looking for Crawford. Next kick, super important. The back line's been pretty good of Terrigal Avoca. Goes down along. Pretty easy punch in the end by Hart. So still at that 7-point margin. Keast that time just tapped it down straight in front. Richardson's at the bottom of the pack. In there's Hart. Kick was out to no one really in particular. Down there's Wilmot, Grimmond, Haswell. Flint just kicked it to himself. Just playing for territory, these two sides.
Yeah, hard and slow start to the third quarter here. Exactly like the start of the game.
You can guarantee the two teams would be very tired. Webster took possession. Handballed it back to Lewis. He just kicked it into the middle of the ground. There's players everywhere. It bounces on its point. Eventually Jackson Monk down there. Jack Grimmond laid a tackle. Grimmond. Goulet hit him hard after the play. And Flint ended up chopping off the mark. Gee, this is going to have to be a good kick. He kicked straight into the middle of the ground looking for Polglaze. I don't think it was ever on. Front and centre down there was Pat Gillingham. Doing well was Mitch Knight. It wasn't a good kick from Flint. He goes to centre half forward. Jason Van Dam. Crawford just jumped straight into him. Ball eventually goes out of play.
I think Crawford played for the free kick there too much. There wasn't anything in it though.
So boundary throw in half forward flank for Newcastle City. Keyswork Goulet under the ball. Well done to Mitch Knight. Geez, had a good game, Mitch Knight. Even contest all the way down there. Courtney Knight couldn't take the grab. Corbin Bond will get there first. He's down there in front of Crawford. Trying to just keep the foot in front of himself. Knight, it was affected down there, the touch. Is that a high tackle? No. Boundary throw in again. 7 minutes played. Third term. Yet to be a goal in the third quarter. 7 points the margin.
Deep inside Newcastle City's forward 50.
Goulet the big tap on that occasion. Only as far as Emerson Monk, who just dropped it. Tackling pressure immense. Jason Van Dam eventually just karate kicks the footy. Goes down to James Hart. Try the don't argue Jimmy Hart. Eventually gains about 50 metres for his side. Riley Lang does really well, but the ball eventually goes to ground. Jack Gillingham's down there. Gang tackled by Alex White. Umpire Darryl Luck says throw it in. So they've just gained 150 metres for their side there, the Terrigal team. And that's what's going to win your grand finals. We're in the premiership quarter. Goulet up against Keast again. Eventually Towan taps it in front of himself. Breaks a couple of tackles. He was tackled by Billings. Could have been holding the footy. Alex White's back there. The handball was for Peter Van Dam, but missed him. Bottom of that pack's Emerson Monk. Umpire luck once again. The stoppages.
You feel that, Ryan, whoever gets the ascendancy in this quarter will go on to win the game.
Luck stops the play once again. It's Towan out on that far wing, who's looks a little bit ginger. Keith's the big tap over the top. Another boundary throw in. So Keith again up against Goulet. Keith with the left hand just slapped it forward. Richardson and Wheeler. Gee, this is a good battle. Wheeler got there first and just kicked a little kick forward with his left side. Josh Polglaze wore the bump. Big contest down there with Wilmont. Eventually ends up with Kirkman. Sarich had more time than I think he knew. The ball went over the back. Well read down there by White. Tried to beat a tackler. Eventually ran out of play. Down there in front of that Panther den. And you can see those blokes. They've been sitting out in the sun since about 9 o'clock this morning. They're yeah.
It shows a good position right next to the VB can van.
Richardson was hit high. Certainly had to be a free kick. It'll go back to Richardson. He did fall, but still a little bit sloppy as we see Towan. They haven't stopped play. He's in the arms of the trainers coming from the ground. So Richardson, little chip pass. Grimmon's got it. Kicked a goal, a good goal earlier in the game did Grimman. Would have wanted his left side there, Richardson. That's a little bit sloppy, and that was as well. Just clean bowled Goulet. Baker took clean possession eventually. Getting there first will be Jay Lewis for Terrigal. Does well, Jay Lewis beats a couple of tackles, then he's hit by Crawford. Goes full forward, Polglaze. Does this one go over the back? Getting there first will be Jack Gillingham. Went to ground. Play on was the call. Polglaze is down there. Takes clean possession. Does he have prior opportunity? Oh, he's pinged him for holding the footy.
I think that's Riley Lang is still down after that massive collision in the air.
So Baker's got it here. This is going to have to be a good kick. He's going to kick it from right on the line of the point post. He comes out to our broadcast side. Flint. Strong mark, Flint. Usually a pretty long kick of the footy. It's a contested forward line. Some of the players wanting it long. He just loads up to the top of the goal square. Polglaze. James Polglaze takes the mark. Penalised for holding the footy, and the boy from Hamilton Island. Been on a 3-month hiatus. And for me, this has been the story of the day. What a piece of coaching from Bishop to pick Jimmy Polglaze. Kicks the first goal of the term. Polglaze gets his third and Terrigal are away.
Yep. In 2015, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Premier and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
So Terrigal Avoca there. First goal of the third term. That takes them to 57. Out to a 13-point buffer, and you can hear the Panther boys out on the far wing. They're getting vocal. They want back-to-back flags. They couldn't do it in reserve grade. Some live scores with the AFL. 25 leads 12 in Perth. Fremantle leading Sydney. That's no good. Quarter time. So they get the footy back now. Monk still doing a tagging job on Webster. Webster arguably the best player on the ground in the first half. Bishop hasn't had a huge influence. And also they got in the middle of the ground now, Peter Van Dam. So good tap over the top. That time came from Harper. And he just went off the ground in the end. This is a bit of a foot race. Jack Gillingham up against Darling. Polglaze also affects the contest. Baker now, he'll go inside and use his left foot. Just lowers the eyes. It's a beautiful pass for Monk. Emerson Monk there winning his own footy, playing the defensive role. It's at 50 metres. Payne Took a strong mark there. Could have been 50 going off the wheel of 50 early on. So it's Sam Payne. Kicks it into centre half forward. It's a nothing sort of kick. Doing well down there was Richardson. Knight got on the right boot. Kicked it out on the full. Courtney Knight yet to really have any influence, Nathan?
Yeah, no, it's been really well held out there by Corbin. So, yeah, very little influence from him this afternoon. He'll be wanting to kick a bag in this second half if they're to win.
Yeah, so Richardson's got it at full-back. Just the one goal this quarter. It's come the way of the Panthers. He's forced to play on now, and he goes out to full forward. Centre half forward, sorry. Aaron Seen took a terrific grab out there at half forward in front of Kirkman. Kicked a great goal, did Seen in the second term. Knight leads for him now, just being worn like a glove by Bond. He's going to load up and try and go the journey is Aaron Seen. Kicked it straight into the man on the mark in Gavin Kirkman. Kirkman goes off the ground. Is that a free kick? Well done, Gavin Kirkman. Terrific play. That'll please the coach. So now he goes up the line. Playing from behind is Polglaze. That was square in the back. Free kick every day of the week. It's going to go the way of Baker. Polglaze probably winning that battle. Keister's got it now in the centre. Off to Wheeler. And they're out here, Newcastle City through Wilmont. He's got a paddock, Wilmont. Elects to kick straight away. He's going to go down there for Crawford. It was well done there to Flint. And that's Jackson Crawford, the two Crawford boys. Well done to the Terrigal backline. They're at their stingy best. Just allowed 6 goals thus far for Newcastle City. That wasn't the case in the major semi-final. Keist had enough time to tap it. Eventually goes down to Sarich. Little handball inside. Didn't reach his teammate. Now Jackson Monk takes possession over the boundary line. So Peter Van Dam up against Keist. Keist having it all his own way. Monk over the back. Gee, the bounce just eluded in. They had numbers. Macaulay O'Malley was tackled by Bishop. Just dropped the footy. Could have been holding the ball. Peter Van Dam's in there, as is Harper. Aaron Seen now dives on the pack. Gee, there's been a lot of stoppages, but neither side is giving an inch.
I know, it's good to see, though. It's good to see.
Harper, big tap over the top. Crawford, tackled hard. Holding the ball. Must have taken on a tackler down there, Mitch Crawford. So Peter Van Dam's got it. He switches play to Polglaze. Josh Polglaze. He's got Kirkman on wide, and they can run here, Terrigal. Bond's on over the top. Does he go to Bond? He wants him to come towards him now. Kirkman balks and goes into the middle of the ground. It's a nice kick for Grimond. Just want to play their own tempo here, the Panthers. Grimond goes out wide. Pass hits Hart, who's at centre half forward. And that's a poor kick. Very poor kick from Hart. Not really under any pressure. Kicked it out on the full. So Baker doing a job on Polglaze today. Going to be made to come back around the mark.
He's called it back for a boundary throw-in.
Okay, so he must have been called to play on. He was out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw-in here. Centre half forward, or centre wing more like it, for probably slightly towards Terrigal Avoca's side. Just the one goal this quarter came courtesy of James Polglaze, a big contested mark in the middle of the ground. Flint just handballs it to no one in particular. Ellis tries to burn a couple of players. Taken from behind, holding the ball. Thought he had more time than he did. And I'm yet to really see a player today break free from the pack. The pressure's been that good.
Yeah, the pressure's been good.
Just running away down there is Keist. Hit Gillingham, Jack Gillingham. He's got it on centre wing. Now looks into centre half forward. Flint goes back with the fly. And gee, he's got good sticky hands, Jared Flint. And he's shown them off a few times today. Corbin runs wide for him. He's going to go out to that other side, out towards his fan base. Grimond takes the mark. Plays on immediately. Goes to Peter Van Dam. They've got a little bit of space here to the Panthers. Goulet leads for him. Gee, that's good footy. Jono Goulet takes the mark, or play on was the call. Now goes round and lowers his eyes, looking for White. Terrific build-up, terrific skills. White lowers the eyes. He's got Darling. Angus Darling takes the mark. And that is just a showcase of Terrigal's skills. Didn't rush the footy, and it must be said, if there's a question mark on Darling's game, it's his set shots for goal. I've seen him miss some shockers, although I'll back him in a grand final. He's a champion footballer.
And some very silky skills there from Terrigal to move the ball all the way down the far wing.
Yeah,
hit up the
Grimman to
target of Darling.
to Van Dam, wasn't it? Then down to Goulet, inboard to Darling. So Angus Darling, what an important kick. Stabs at the kick, not a good one. Doesn't make the distance. Gee, that was a pretty poor effort by anyone's standards. So it goes through for a point there. Takes Terrigal to 58. Webster. Kick in wasn't a good one. And it has to be said from Darling, who's probably one of the more unreliable kicks in the side. The triple Elliott Davey medalist has a chance to add to his one goal already. And let me tell you, I've watched him play just about every game of his career. He will not pass it. You can guarantee he'll have a shot. So Webster. Right foot drop punt. It's a magnificent kick. It's a champion's goal. Terrigal Avoca, 2 goals for the quarter. Premiership quarter. Webster gets his second. Terrigal Avoca, they're up and about.
GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the past 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers, and the proud sponsors of our Women's League for next year.
I've got Andy Statman Baldwin here next to us. He says Webster's had over 25 possessions. So very good numbers for the triple Elliott Davey medalist. Emerson Monk goes back to him. It's an average feeling as a tagger. Back in the middle we go. Good tap there by Dawes. Peter Van Dam gave it off to Lewis. Jay Lewis just kicks it into centre half forward. It was well read by Baker. Decided to sit back. He's going to chip it further wide to Monk. And Monk can run here, but they don't. He elects to pass it. Chipping in is going to be Jason Van Dam. He's at a hold. And Jason Van Dam, he just doesn't get beaten, Nathan. I've watched him play probably 200 games. The bloke will not lose a one-on-one battle.
You know, he's done very well today on Crawford.
Goes to Angus Darling. Numbers here with the Blues. Jackson Monk takes possession. Jono hit him hard, and away goes Billings. So Billings loads up to full forward. He's got White on. Beautiful use of the body by White. Then went to ground. Got Ellis on at the back. Does the old double back. Inboard to Ellis, the ruckman. Does he kick a goal? He does. Terrigal Avoca. 3 goals this quarter in the Premiership quarter. Massive moment in the match. Sam Ellis, the Team of the Year ruckman. Ominous signs.
Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Trading hours are 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. So go out there and support your local businesses. Subway, eat fresh.
You can hear the Panthers out on the far side. They're a little hydrated, but gee, they're passionate. Couple of bonfires out there, they're rough. But anyway, they love it.
The biggest lead for the match now, especially in a crucial time.
Goes out to 26 points. Goulet again. Dawes on that occasion. Webster just kicked it out. Had to go out to this far wing. Jackson Monk will get there first. Well done to Jay Lewis. Did really well. Sam Payne's down there. Billings, the tackle was superb. Went on with it for a bit too long though, did Billings. And Sam Payne. So Payne's got the footy there for a holding the man decision. Just chips into the middle of the ground. Mitch Knight. Into time on now in the third term. Mitch Knight. It's a big contest of players. Keast went hard at the footy. He's got a free, has he, Keast? Cameron Keast for an arm chop. They don't look like taking a contested mark up forward. They get given one there, the big man. And needless to say, probably the most important kick of Newcastle City's season. On the shades of three-quarter time, they trail by 26 points. Desperately need a goal.
And if Newcastle City are any chance to win this grand final, they really need to kick this one now.
It's a goal. Keast kicks the goal. Cancels out the one of Ellis. So now back to a 20-point margin, 50 plays 70.
Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They're also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL. And Waratah Sports have been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals in Central Coast for over 20 years.
What a great grand final on our hands here. 23 minutes played in the third term. The premiership quarter. Flag on the line. Terrigal, they're wanting to go back-to-back. Newcastle City win today. That's the 4 titles, all belonging to their club. Goes with the bounce, and it's a good one. That's good to see. Van Dam, kick partially smothered, as it was by Billings. Webster went off the ground. Going through hard again was Grimmond. In there was Wilmont, and now Jackson Monk kicking to centre half forward. Just hangs up in the air and then bounces. Really well trapped down there by Aaron Seen. Can't take clean possession, however. Van Dam trails him. Now goes towards centre half forward. It's a magnificent kick. He was held up, surely, Gavin Kirkman. Crawford, strong tackle. That's holding the ball, umpire. It is. Terrific tackling pressure there. Corbin Bond, the recipient.
Beautiful tackle there.
The kick's not a good one, though. Gee, he's got enough time, though, Flint. Goes back to Bond. He goes up the line to an unmarked Jimmy Hart. Turns into the middle of the ground looking for Billings. Takes the grab there, Billings, and he's off for Webster. Webster lowers the eyes, drills the pass. Not a bad kick. Polglaze, the mercurial Polglaze. Kicks it straight up in the air. That'll be play on. Polglaze takes his own footy. Then he's legged. It's a free kick. Play on the call. Went back to Harper. High tackle on Harper. Holding the ball. Had prior opportunity. Good decision from the umpire. I think it might be Harder-Carnan maybe with the kick. So they're going to the middle of the ground. Van Dam will cut it off for the Panthers. Goes inboard to Goulet. John O'Goulet has enough time to sort of double back. Oh, he just beats everyone. Jared Hayne-esque. Goulet goes for Polglaze. Uses his body well as Polglaze down there on Harder-Carnan. And it's a good contest. That's all right. 25 minutes played. Goulet does the ruck work. Just taps it straight to ground. Big sling tackle. Umpire's going to have it. A goal here to either side would be massive. Newcastle City score 1. They go a long way. Terrigal, Avoca, they score here. You think they've got a hand on the cup. Polglaze just gains territory for his team. Jackson went down to Baker. Got the handball away, though. Good tackle on Baker. Umpire luck has it.
This is turning into a really fierce contest in this third quarter.
It absolutely is. Polglaze went down to Emerson Monk, who's on the wrong team. Ball bounces in play. Scene sees it over the line next to Webster. 20 points the margin. What a great grand final. One of the greatest in Black Diamond history, no doubt. Good contest down there. Mitch Knight's been superb coaching his side. Another stoppage. We must be over 50 stoppages, Andy. Goulet up against Dawes.
Every clearance becomes all the more important for both sides as this game wears on.
Massive moment. There's 26 minutes played. The siren will be imminent. We haven't had too many stoppages in comparison with the third term. Goes down there to Harper to threw it out. Bishop's hands were really good. Van Dam's there. Jackson Monk. Look away. Handball. Goulet. What a great tackle down there on Haswell. And they're going on with it. There's nothing in it. Dawes just tapped it down. Grimmon's there. As is seen. Handball down. Good tackle. Billings. Tackling just absolutely ferocious. Crowd's electric. They reckon we got 1,500 in today, which is a great result for country footy in New South Wales. Luck. Harper with the big fist forward. No one able to take clean possession. The ball must have been on that flank for the best part of 5 minutes.
Yeah, and the crowd here today is absolutely wonderful. Really getting into this great contest.
Boundary throw in. Dawes wins the tap. Just gains 20 metres for his side. Ellis gets there first. He's got enough time to wheel around. Now he just chips it up. Darling will be the recipient. Gillingham, the punch was sensational. And away they go. Rawnsley will get there first for Newcastle City. Well done by Grimm, and affected the kick. They keep going forward though, however. Might be Crawford down there. The tackle from Lewis was high. So it'll be a free kick to Newcastle City. Have they got time to score now?
I think... no, we have movement.
Not sure who that player is out there. Maybe.
I think that's Crawford.
Might be Jackson Crawford. So big pack down there. Oh, Haswell. Strong hands, Connor Haswell. A contested mark in any language. Takes that one right on the paint. He'll have to kick it 45 metres, probably into a slight breeze if he's to register a goal here.
He has such great hands overhead for such a small player.
In the team of the year, now this becomes the most important kick of Newcastle City's season. You think he'd go the distance. He's a good kick of the footy. Haswell, is it straight enough? I don't think it was. It didn't make the distance. Van Dam of the Peter variety just rushed it over. So 19 points the margin. Sarich has it.
And they're out.
Chip kick over the top, and Terrigal are out now. So Hart's got it on the far wing. He kicks down the line for Jason Van Dam. He goes the one chip kick further to Jackson, and they can run here, Terrigal Avoca. Is there enough time to score? Goes to a one-on-one with James Polglaze. Gillingham. Jack Gillingham, terrific mark, just chipped in. The kick really wasn't penetrating enough for Polglaze. And now being called to play on. So he goes out to that far side. No mark taken out there. Jackson saw it over the line. 19 points. Is that enough at three-quarter time? Absolutely not, in my opinion.
No. This game has gone in ebbs and flows, and we could be in for some more.
Hart's there. Payne's there. Lewis is there.
Newcastle City will come home with the win, though.
They will. So three-quarter time. The Black Diamond Cup for 2015. Terrigal Avoca lead 11-4-70. Newcastle City 7-9-51. Goal kickers, please, Nathan.
In the last break of the year, we have Terrigal Avoca with 4 goals to Corey Billins. We have 3 goals to James Polglaze and 2 goals to James Webster, with singles to Jack Grimman and Sam Ellis. With for Newcastle City, we've got 2 goals to Mitch Crawford and singles to Courtney Knight, Luke Rawnsley, Aaron Seen, Cameron Keast and Jacob Dawes.
Don't go anywhere. We're tuned in for the best quarter of the year. It's the grand final. Terrigal Avoca lead by 19 points.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. The Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse riding. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Macua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Macua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort on the Central Coast. Relax or play and stay. Pullman Resorts Magenta Shores Resort. Pullman Magenta Shores Resort has 5-star resort-style amenities that make the most of our oceanfront setting and has been designed to offer the Central Coast travellers everything required for a productive Central Coast business trip, an unforgettable family vacation, or a relaxing weekend getaway. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Bar TV. Bar TV brings local grassroots sports and events to your internet screen or a pub and club near you.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
So it comes down to this. Terrigal Avoca, a 19-point lead heading into the final quarter of the season. Desperately seeking back-to-back flags. And I heard both addresses at three-quarter time, and gee, that was a lot of people, a lot of passion. Both sides willing themselves to get over the line. With that breeze, if there is one, it's only ever slight, but we think it might be towards the left of your screens, going to Newcastle City's end. Will 19 points be enough for Terrigal Avoca?
30 minutes of football left in the season. I'm sure both teams will want to finish it on a high.
Final quarter of the season. Umpire Darryl Luck will ball it up. Who's going to be the premiers in 2015? If anything's to go the ruck contest by, it'll be Terrigal, by the way. Goulet did that. Big pack of players. Ball comes to centre half forward. Gillingham couldn't take possession. Eventually out there is Webster against Jackson Monk, but it's with Aaron Seen. He just left-handed handballs it over the top. John O'Goulet's got it. Now just loads up and kicks it to centre half forward in the Darling direction. Angus Darling. Playing on the smaller man. It might have been Jackson Crawford. No, sorry. Yeah, Jackson Crawford. Look at the Panther fellas out on that far wing. You can see it on your screen. Missed a kick. He should have got Angus earlier in the game. Hits this one a bit better. Has it got the legs? Oh, hits the post. So it's an even 20 points. Not a great kick in. Peter Van Dam does really well to affect the spoil. Loads up to Peter. Kicks it back into a hot spot. It's not a great kick. Ellis couldn't take the grab. High tackle. High tackle will go the way of Sam Ellis for Terrigal. Peter Van Dam did brilliantly to affect the spoil on the kick out. And the young ruckman in the team of the year, Sammy Ellis. The most important kick of his young career. This to give them a 26-point lead in the last term. Ellis. Kicked it out on the full. Won't register a score. So Rawnsley. They lead for him now. Haswell goes. As does Crawford and now Jackson Monk. They go out to a big pack. Darling's there for Terrigal and affects the spoil. Goes to ground. Flint's had a really good game. Just kicks it to centre half forward. Baker's there. Tackled from every direction. Jack Gillingham. Handball inside to Wilmot. Goulet flattened him. And then Jimmy Hart took the intercept mark at centre half forward. I love the way John O'Goulet plays. Little chip pass from Hart. Corey Billins. How good was his second term? He's got 4 goals to this point in the day. Loads up with that left foot. Lovely kick of the ball. Over the back, Polglaze. Play on. Hardakanen's down there. Going through hard Sarich, but Hardakanen just kept it in front of himself and did pretty well, Hardakanen. Gave it out the back to Wilmot. Looks in towards the middle of the ground. That's a beautiful pass. Pat Gillingham's got the footy. So Pat Gillingham goes to centre half forward and Crawford. They're all running for it. Bond got a handball out to Knight. Would desperately love a goal. Left foot kick. Is it straight? It's not. It was good pressure there. It actually went out of bounds, so no score registered. 20 points the margin.
No communication there from the Newcastle City boys. Needed it, and they could have kicked the goal.
Van Dam, the tap came down in their direction. Jacob Jackson's there, and they'll win the footy. Not really good enough. Must have been touched, so it was play on. Down there's Alexander White. Got hands to it. Polglaze put his head over the footy. The mercurial Polglaze kicks it into full forward. Ellis has got to make a contest. Oh, he does better. He plays on Sam Ellis. He can run in. He kicks the goal. Oh, I thought he was going to muff it. He ran in. He could have run the whole field. He kicked the goal anyway. Makes amends for his earlier miss. And the Panthers are out to a 26-point lead in their endeavour for back-to-back flags.
Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. For all the latest news and promotions, visit 16s.com.au or find them on Facebook.
Stay tuned in after the match. We'll be covering all the post-game presentations as done by Gary Birkinshaw, General Manager of Operations. So certainly stick around for that. Goulet in the ruck now. He'll be up against Keast. Watch the way Goulet jumps at the ball. Probably a few inches shorter. Peter Van Dam like a basketball. The veteran. Wouldn't he dearly love a flag? Goes down towards Darling. Darling. Angus Darling. That's a terrific contested mark. The big guys now, they're not getting any shorter for Terrigal. And Angus Darling, he can do the distance. We saw it. He has to start this at the left post. This goes through. They've got a hand on the cup. Starts it to the left. Does it come back? Not enough. Well, it did enough. It just didn't have the legs. Got tapped over the line. So 27 points the margin now for Terrigal Avoca. Finished the season on top of the ladder. Baker, more or less uncontested. Goes out towards centre wing. Webster read it better. Gave a little handball over the top to Grimmin, and they're out here, Terrigal. The kick was for Lewis. It wasn't a great one. Lewis was clean, but he was slung hard by Wilmot. Baker came hard through. Look at White. Jackson's hot here. Gets onto his right boot, does it pretty well. White gets another crack at it. Toppy Lewis here. Lewis kicks it long. What a great kick, but it's going to go over the point line. And another behind there to Terrigal Avoca takes their score to 79. That is a 28-point margin. Newcastle City have to kick 5 goals. They've only kicked 7 for the match. It would seem all unlikely. Hardakanen. Half-back flank here for Newcastle City. Goes down to Payne. Did really well, Payne. Turned his man inside out in Kirkman. Need to score here, the Blues. But just going back with the flight. Alistair Richardson, as we look down out of the left. Sam O'Brien is in a wheelchair just because I probably doesn't want to walk, but he's actually broken an upper bone in his arm. So he's off to hospital, Semi O'Brien. So they'll be trying to do it for him. We saw the contest. It might have been the second quarter over on the far wing. Certainly broken a bone in his arm. Ball eventually comes back to Harper. Good little give to Hart. Hart eventually got his foot free and kicked it over the top, and they're out here, the Panthers. Grimmin, can he take possession? He's out in the back. Should have been in the back down there. Good tackle from Polglaze. Play on the call. Gillingham went hard. Grimmin went back in. Gave it back to Bishop. Been rarely sided, the coach. Goes down towards Sam Ellis. Good contest, this one against Lang. Ellis again, the goal kicker. Well done to O'Malley. Swung around onto his right boot. Didn't really kick it to anyone in particular. Look at Kirkman. Sensational play, but a great tackle. Now holding the ball. He actually broke the tackle. I don't think that's holding the ball. Anyway, Hardakanen's got it on centre wing here for Newcastle City. They need to score. Hart was sensational in front of Haswell. Wilmot's got the footy. Has enough time to get onto his right boot. Goes with the handball over the top. Polglaze, terrific tackle. Boundary throw in. 6.5 minutes gone. Grand final 2015. Terrigal never won back-to-back flags. Newcastle City, they won 6 in a row, Andy, I think, in the mid-2000s. And then once again in 2013. Darryl Luck balls it up. Harper, great tap though from Keys. Geez, rucked well. Colossal of a man. They're out here, Newcastle City. Crawford gets a little kick-off. He's looking for Knight. Courtney's got it. Certainly the best delivery he's had all day. And he's got the 1 goal to his name. Certainly the spoils have belonged to Corbin Bond, the ex-bomber. So Courtney Knight has barely touched the footy. One of the most important kicks of his career. If Newcastle are to win, you'd think this has to go through. Gets awfully close to the man on the mark, but he kicks it. Courtney Knight cancels out Terrigal Avoca's goal. And that's the 8th for Newcastle City.
Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson.
Thank you all our sponsors in 2015. None more so than Wilson Security, the major sponsor now for quite a while with the league. Also to Bar TV for producing the game of the week every week. Eventually comes down, and it's going to be a free kick. It'll go the way of Newcastle City, I think, to Jackson Monk. So this is an interesting part of the game. 22 points the margin. Newcastle with possession in the middle of the ground. We've played 8.5 minutes into the final term. Haswell's got his name written all over it. Sarich did really well. Eventually got it out to Webster. Webster kicks it long up the wing. Goulet's good in this situation. And that's why he's a great footballer. Goulet plays on. Looks, he's got 2 to beat Poglaze. Can he do it? No. Lang's down there. Going through hard's Wilmot. Wilmot's got the footy in his yellow boots. He's going to switch up play looking for Rawnsley. So now Rawnsley's got it. Back pocket. Kicks long up the wing. Alexander White went to ground, and I think he might have hurt his knee, actually. He gets possession now. Crawford. Just running away from the players. Van Dam back with the flight. Couldn't take possession. Mitch Knight. Great smother, Richardson. Ball comes back to him. Mitch will get another go at it. Oh, well done, Jason Van Dam. Kicked it out as far as Baker on the opposing side. Got the footy back, Baker. Ducked ahead. Play on. Good decision. Eventually with Mitch Knight. Now Baker. Now they're out further wide. Newcastle through Crawford. Good run at it, Corbin Bond. Corbin Bond, sensational. Kicks out to the wind looking for Jay Lewis. Lewis, does he take possession here with Rawnsley? Not really good enough on that occasion. Toppy Lewis. Poglaze went hard. Through an elbow. Jacob Jackson beat a tackle. Has to get rid of it. Handballed it to nobody. Rawnsley gets the footy back. Handball over the top to Knight. And they go to centre half forward. It's all Terrigal. Wheeler, did he look at the footy? Jason Van Dam's got it. Could he win another medal? Goes around to the centre of the ground. Poglaze. He's one out in the goal square. Goulet. He's one out in the goal square. Kicks it into the man on the mark. Darling's there. Goulet. He's got a bit of space. Jono goes with the right foot looking for Grimond. Will it go through? It does. It's a point. So 80 plays, 57. 23 points.
These points could come in handy if Newcastle can get a roll on. But you'd think with about 20 minutes to go, Terrigal will have one hand on the cup.
I'd say they'd be lucky to be 15 minutes left in this season. The target's Gillingham. It's a great punch by Harper. Brendan Harper, father overnight. What a couple of days he's had. Dearly love a premiership to go with his daughter. Little tap over the top. Sarich just booted Terrigal forward. Can they take in contested mark here? They can't. It went to ground anyway. Goulet gave it back to Darling, who's been great in the final term. Ball bounced there in front of Goulet. It'll go out of bounds. 11.5 minutes played. About 10 minutes to go, we think. 23 points the margin. The Panthers have never won back-to-back flags. Ferreting in there was Peter Van Dam. Darling again. Bishop, the coach. He'd love to coach his third. $23 points the margin. Can Newcastle City come back? They'd need to kick 4 goals. Well worked by Haswell. That's a great give. It go away through Baker. So Baker to centre half forward. Another one of those one-on-one contests. Van Dam did sensationally well. Jason Van Dam. The tackle from Hart was great. I think it might have been There was a high tackle going to go the way of Newcastle City, so it'll be Mitch Knight. His brother now leads for him. Corbin wears him like a glove. No, you'll get there, Courtney. Excellent play, Courtney Knight. This goes through. It would be 17 points the margin with about 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, and he kicked one from here earlier. So he knows what he has to do.
Certainly doable. This will be for his third.
And if he kicks this, he'll be one away from 800 goals as a career.
So it's number 799 in the career. Does he kick it? Starts it straight. It's going to go to the left. It's a behind. That's a massive kick in the context of this premiership. 22 points the margin. Bond has it. What a game he's played. What a season for Corbin Bond. Looking for Van Dam, but Mitch Knight. Had to play the percentages there, Terrigal, Nathan. They went for the chip up the line. I don't think it was necessarily on.
Yeah, nah, just got to play percentage footy now, Terrigal.
Mitch Knight, the right footer. It's going to have to take his best kick. His brother missed just a few seconds ago. This looks better. It starts it out a little bit longer. Won't register a score. Good jump. Play on the call. Down there's Grimman. Rushes are behind. So
21 points the margin.
1 points the margin. Richardson, what a game he's had. What a season he's had. Goes out long looking for his skipper. Van Dam, he'll ferret in for it again. He just doesn't lose any battles, Jason Van Dam. Up there against Keast. Also there's Scene. Newcastle City do superbly through Baker. Little handball off. This is great play. Monk kicks it into full forward. Wheeler's there. Up against Bishop. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal to Newcastle City. This game is well and truly alive. Beg your pardon, it was Courtney Knight. Courtney Knight, the champ, kicked the goal. That's 799 in his career. And it's 15 points the margin. 15 points the margin with probably 10 minutes to play in the 2015 Black Diamond Cup.
The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. The Newcastle Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics to the sport and entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the hunter, in print, online and on your mobile.
Does this season have another twist? Goulet, he's rucked superbly. Tapped it down to Webster. Baker came streaming through. Darrell-Luck's going to have it. Darrell-Luck's going to have it. 15 points the margin. Goulet took it out of the ruck. Goes to full forward. Can they take a mark? Ellis. Good. Polglazer's down there. Went to ground. Jimmy Polglaze. Umpire's going to have it. What about the marquee player, Polglaze? Hasn't played footy for 3 months. Hamilton Island will go crazy. Ellis down to Wilmot. The opposition came off someone's head. Down there's Haswell. He's got position now in front of Jay Lewis. This is a massive moment. Bounces down in front of Wheeler. Richardson. Richardson did really well. Also down there did O'Malley. Hart. Jimmy Hart, was he taken high? He was. Free kick to Hart. It's too early to be winding down the clock. He's got Jay Lewis on. He's going to kick it long, probably the safer option. Gives it back to Hart. Toppy Lewis has got the footy. Now he lowers his eyes. Lewis looking for Jackson. Play on the call. Grimman was tripped. Play on. Play on. $15 points the margin. Goulet again. I'm not sure what he's going to... Not sure what that was for anyway. It's with... Got to go back with the flight hitters wide. They got a free kick. Good grab by Scene. Had a good game as Aaron Scene. Turns the corner now. He's going to go for Wilmot. Do they have to roll the dice now, Newcastle City? They're 15 points behind. 50 metres. White went over the mark. White went over the mark. Alexander White, too close to the man on the mark. This will bring the margin back to 9.
That is a very short 50, but the crowd are getting very vocal here tonight.
Wilmot, who's a good footballer. Kenny put them within 10 points. 2 goals. Wilmot, he's kicked it. He's kicked it. He's kicked it. Wilmot kicks the goal. 9 points the margin. 9 points the margin in the 2015 Grand Final.
Star 104.5 plays the music we love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL. We said that this game could have a few more twists and turns, and we said it would be an absolute cracker of a game. You've stated several times today, Ryan, that this is the best Black Diamond Cup Grand Final we've had, and it's proving
Certainly
to
the
be.
best one I've ever seen, no doubt about it. 9 points the margin. Has to be less, probably 7 minutes or so to play. Goulet has rucked superbly. Peter Van Dam, they've got him in the midfield. What an expensive free kick. I don't know what it was for down there against Grimond.
I'm not sure either, Ryan.
(10-11) plays 12-8. They've been the more accurate side. Terrigal, Avoca. Harper took possession. Harper gave it off to Polglaze. He had a fresh airy. O'Malley's down there. Going hard is Flint, but also Rawnsley just did superbly. Kicked it out looking for the boundary line. Will it beat them? It might do. Kirkman went to ground. Gave it back to Webster. Has he got enough time? Webster goes in the middle looking for Billings and Ellis. Big pack of players. Emerson Monk has enough time to lower the eyes. I went over the head down there. Newcastle City with the numbers. City with the numbers. Down there is Crawford. Jackson Crawford goes to full forward. Hart. Jimmy Hart has the ball. Jimmy Hart, he's just going to kick it long. Goes down to the far wing. Can they take a grab? They can. Polglaze. Polglaze, what an inclusion. 19.5 minutes played. There's not enough. Oh, what a kick. That's a terrible pass. Hart. Chipped into the middle. Webster. Not enough time to be winding down the clock just yet. Beautiful pass to Darling. Can Webster win the Gary McBain medal and make it 3 Elliot Davies, a premiership and the best on ground? You wouldn't back against him. Alistair Richardson, how good's he been? Will it go to a Newcastle player? Down there, Monk up against Goulet. Well done to Rawnsley. He's had a terrific game and a great season. Baker, handball back inside to Rawnsley. They're running Newcastle City. They're out on their feet. Good kick into the middle of the ground. Hart's there, as is Wheeler for Newcastle. It's going to be a stoppage. It's a stoppage. We're into time on. We're into time on in the grand final. There can't be long left. 9 points the margin. Newcastle have got to kick 2 goals if they're to win. Van Dam, it was over the shoulder. Advantage. Advantage for Polglaze. Kicks it long. 1-on-1. Over the back. Harper. Harper. Goulet, beg your pardon. Harper it is. I'm sorry. Harper. He's a new father. He's a new father in the last 24 hours. What a couple of days he's had. Is this for the flag? Is this for the flag? Little bit of an angle. Kicks the goal. Terrigal, Avoca, they're out to 15. The crowd's gone bananas. We're into time on. Newcastle City, they won't give up. They won't give up. Newcastle City is their time. 15 points the margin in favour of the Panthers. They want back-to-back flags.
BLK, the official apparel supply to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. An exclusive on-field apparel supply to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known.
What a game. What a grand final. A grand final from the top shelf. What about Jizza Harper? Had a daughter in the last 48 hours. Kicks the goal that could potentially win Terrigal their first ever back-to-back flag. Throw the ball up, umpire. Too often it's been happening.
All quarters so far have run to about 28, 30 minutes, around about that time. So there still could be time left for Newcastle City.
Is there time? Webster over the top looking for Van Dam. Emerson Monk going through hard is Baker looking to break tackles. Seen. He's been great. Flint though. Flint took the slips catch at centre half back. They've got to kick it to the boundary. They've got to kick it. He's hot. He's hot. Oh, he got the kick away. Good jump at it there by Goulet. Staying down was Wheeler. Did pretty well to keep his feet. Tackles in the middle of the ground. Ball went to ground. Closest grand final since 2009. Good stat from Andy Baldwin. 15 points the margin. We're 23 minutes into the final term. Goulet's been a colossus. And there's Jack Gillingham, Baker, Grimman for Terrigal. It comes out. Wheeler. Webster just threw a foot at it. Baker, is that a free kick? It is. It's going to go the way of... It's going to go the way of a Panther player. It'll go the way of Billins. 4 goals today, Corey Billins. They've never won back-to-back flags. Terrigal Avoca. Got Darling. That could be all she wrote. That could be all she wrote. Angus Darling. Probably too far out to score, but he'll take his 30 seconds. He's gone off the Dennis Lilly run-up. 700 paces back. Darling came into the side late. Former premiership player. Oh, he's going to pass it to Webster. He's got it. Loose checking from Newcastle. Loose checking from Newcastle. This could be it. It could be fitting. The Elliot Davey medalist may have the last kick of the match. Don't know about that many, Andy, but I reckon he's pretty close to 30. So Webster, this goes through, they win. Drop punts on its way. Misses to the right. Misses to the right, so it's 16 points. They have to kick 3 goals, Newcastle. It would seem impossible. Riley Lang goes straight up the guts. Look at Jason Van Dam. Good tap over the top. Jackson's there. O'Malley off the deck. They go through hard. Webster with the left boot. Kicks to Bishop. Poglays! Darling! Terrigal will win! Terrigal will win! There can't be time. The Panthers, they're going to win back-to-back flags. They're going to win back-to-back flags. They did it in 2000. They did it in 2013. No, 12. They lost in 13. You can see the Fanatics over on the far wing. The Panther Den. Thanks a lot for the season. Stay tuned after the game for the presentation. What about Chris Aiken? What about Chris Bishop? The 3rd flag under their tenure. 21 points. Terrigal will win.
You'll have to say that will be the game. Unfortunately, you don't see Newcastle City kicking 5 goals.
They're not going to be able to do the foursome. What a game of footy. What a grand final. 26 minutes played. The siren imminent. Terrigal will win. Chris Bishop will get his 3rd flag as a coach. Chris Aiken, you can hear the Panthers over there on the far wing. They finished the season on top. Haswell, Rawnsley, well smothered Bishop. Going through Hart's Flint. He was clean bowled. Kirkman handballed. Haswell's there. Flint again. Put his... Wheeler nearly suplexed him, which would have been a silly move. Left foot kick forward. Well done to Grimman. Forced a draw. Jason Van Dam over the boundary line. 27 minutes gone. 27 minutes gone. Terrigal. Back-to-back premiers. Dawes. What a great season he's had. Payne's in there. Goulet. Terrific game. Free kick to him. Free kick to Jono Goulet. Wears his heart on his sleeve. You know what you're going to get out of him. One of the best defensive forwards come ruckman in the competition. Should have polled more votes than the Elliot Davey, in my opinion, Jono. And he's going to win a premiership. It'll be back-to-back flags for Terrigal Avoca. They kick it to centre wing. That's the flag! Terrigal Avoca, back-to-back premiers for the first time in history, to the tune of 14-9-93. Newcastle City 10-11-71. Terrigal Avoca, back-to-back premiers for the first time in the club's history. And what a victory. What a grand final.
What a grand final it was. And the footies ended up on the grandstand roof above us. So Terrigal going off in celebrations, as you can see on the ground. The goal kickers for Terrigal. 4 goals to Corey Billings. 3 goals to James Polglaves. 2 goals to James Webster and Sam Ellis. And singles to Jack Grimmond, Brendan Harper and Angus Darling. And the goal kickers for Newcastle City. 3 goals to Courtney Knight, 2 goals to Mitch Crawford, and singles to Andrew Wilmot, Luke Rawnsley, Aaron Seen, Cameron Keast, and Jacob Dawes.
Yeah, well done to Terrigal Avoca, back-to-back premiers. What a game. Make sure you stick around for the presentation coming up right away. Let's just look at some of the better players for Newcastle City. Wilmot tried hard all day. Rawnsley was really solid across half-back. Haswell had plenty of the footy. Aaron Seen was certainly one of their better players. Ian Baker was fantastic. Cameron Keast was a colossal in the ruck. Jacob Dawes also. And Mark Wheeler tried hard as well. For the victorious premiers, Terrigal Avoca, James Polglaze, 3 goals on his return. He's been out of the game for 3 months. Congratulations to him. James Webster, arguably the best player on the ground. Stick around for the presentation. John Goulet was sensational. Played in the ruck, was I think the best ruckman on the ground. Gavin Kirkman was great. Brendan Harper kicked a great late goal. Congratulations to him and his family on the birth of his daughter. Billings had 4. Angus Darling stood up in the last term. Semi Ellis was sensational. What about Corbin Bond on Courtney Knight? Jason Van Dam. All the players. Joshy Polglaze down back. Congratulations to Terrigal Avoca. Thoroughly deserved premiers. Minor premiers and now the big one. Stick around with Gary Birkinshaw for the presentations. It's Terrigal Avoca premiers by 22 points in 2015. Just quickly, thank you very much to Bar TV, the major sponsors, Andy Baldwin, Nathan Tyman, everyone who's commentated, Gary Birkinshaw as well, Wilson Security, the major sponsor, and once again to Bar TV for putting on a great show. We'll go down to Gary now. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you in 2016.
hang on, mate. Yeah, I'm doing a couple of things on at the moment, mate. Sit him up there in the press box. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Looking for busy.
Chris, actually. Bishy. Bring him over. Do you want to just come up here, guys? Guys, can I just get you just up here? Thank you. Chris, where's your shirt? If I could just get both teams just to come around to the front of the stage, please. And we'll start the presentation. Josh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a culmination to our 2015 season. To Terrigal, Avoca, Newcastle City, certainly showed what Black Diamond AFL football was all about. And so as spectators who had the opportunity to witness that, let's put our hands together for both teams. I'd just also like to thank the umpires, field umpires, Jake Bateman, Darryl Luck, Joey O'Brien, boundary umpires, Cooper Williams, Nick Hickson, Matt Jeffrey, goal umpires, Paul Bloom. We can put our hands together for the umpires, please. For every winner, there needs to be a loser. I'll get to that in a minute. I'd now like to call onto the stage BDAFL Life member Gary McBain to present the McBain Medal for the best, or McBain Trophy, sorry, to the player judge, best on the ground. And that goes to Terrigal Avoca, number 3, James Webster. Just get you to say a few words.
To our boys, couldn't be happier. I love all you boys. We're a family, like we always say. This is the best it gets, I think. Thanks to all the family for coming around us, the umpires, the BDAFL, and let the good times roll.
Congratulations, Webby. Thank you very much, Gary. You've been a great contributor to football, so thank you. I mentioned earlier, for every side that wins, and they're celebrating over here, we've got a side on the other side of the stage who certainly should be equally as proud. I'd like to get their captain coach, Mitch Knight, to come up and say a few words.
First of all, I just want to say to our boys, really, really proud of how we got around each other towards the end of the season. And I'm proud of your efforts today. Unfortunately, it wasn't our day, but there's always next year. To Terrigal, congratulations. Obviously, you've been the best side all year, so a well-deserved effort today. Thanks very much to all our supporters as well. It's fantastic getting a crowd behind you. And thanks very much to the BDAFL.
Thanks very much, Mitch. Thanks also to Newcastle City. Now to Terrigal, back-to-back premiers, very, very difficult to do. You certainly set the standard for the first 15 rounds. Had a bit of a hiccup towards the end, but certainly come good today. They've got co-captains, James Webster, Jace Van Dam. We've already heard from Webby, so I'll call Jace Van Dam up to say a few words.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming down on this beautiful Saturday. The crowd was in good spirits, there was good sledges and everything like that, so thanks very much New City and Terrigal and the likes. Unlucky City boys, regroup over summer and come back bigger and better next year. To our boys, as Webby keeps saying, we're like a family and we truly are, so let's stick together, have a good week, regroup in 2 weeks' time, let's do it all again, okay boys? So thanks very much, and like to thank the sponsors of Black Diamond as well, and of course Breakers Country Club from Terrigal Avoca. That'll hold us in good stead for the next couple of days as well, so thanks very much. Cheers.
I'd now like to call on the President of Terrigal Avoca, Chris Aitken, to come up on stage and assist with the Premiership medallions. Going to start number 1, James Glaze.
That's for you, Matty Julia.
Number 2, Jack Grimman. Number 5, John Good. Kirk. Number 8, Brendan Harper. Number 9, Jay Lewis. Number 10, Pete Van Dam. Number 11, Alexander White. Number 12, Corey Billings. Number 13. Number 14, Angus Darling. Number 15, Jared Flint. Number 16, Brandon Sarich. Number 18, Jacob Jackson. Sam Ellis. Corbin Bond. Number 24, Sam O'Brien. Unfortunately, Sam's in hospital at the moment, so we'll be down to you after. Number 25, Alistair Richardson. Number 27, Josh Polways. Number 28, and coach, Chris Bishop. Co-captain, number 3, James Webster. And number 21, Jason Van Dam. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get the 2015 Black Diamond AFL Premiership Trophy and also the Black Diamond Cup to the 2015 Premiers, Terrigal Avoca. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the Black Diamond Cup presentation. Also concludes the 2015 season. I want to thank all the clubs, players, volunteers, supporters. Enjoy the off-season. Travel safely. See you in 2016.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. The Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse riding. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Mercure Cowinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Mercure Cowinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort on the Central Coast. Relax or play and stay. Pullman Resorts Magenta Shores Resort. Pullman Magenta Shores Resort has 5-star resort-style amenities that make the most of our oceanfront setting and has been designed to offer the Central Coast travellers everything required for a productive Central Coast business trip, an unforgettable family vacation, or a relaxing weekend getaway. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Bar TV. Bar TV brings local grassroots sports and events to your internet screen or a pub and club near you.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.